Hey folks, we're back. It's time for Star City again. Hooray!
Yay!
Gav seems to have overslept through his nap, so we'll be without him tonight. Or if he shows up mid-session, we'll let him in. But yeah. So we've been away for a few weeks, which is why things are going to be a little bit. It's going to take me a little bit of time to find my footing on this. So please be patient. At any rate, so where did we leave off last time?
We had just pulled the thingies off of Apex.
And he swore a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And Superion and both Superion and Apex have kind of had the shit knocked out of them.
Yes, that is correct. Superion, in fact, seemed to have had the worst of it. For various reasons. Mostly because she actually basically left herself open to a whole bunch of attacks that she might not normally to try to drive them to the ground where someone could actually help her get the
thingies off.
Get the devices off of Apex's head. So Superion basically collapsed to the ground. And actually, hang on a second. Wrong map. There we go. And we'll switch over to the map tool map. There we go. And so she, collapsed to the ground. Dr. Arcane, you did use your magic healing on her, which has kept her from dying.
Yay!
But she's still unconscious. Where we are picking things up. Yes,
okay.
Apex basically commented that that whilst hooked up in the stream and in the fight with Superion, what the aliens had basically turned off his body's ability to feel pain. So he took a lot more damage than he thought he did.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
not doing good.
No, but he's doing a little bit better than Superion is for a couple of reasons.
Right.
Not the least of which, Dr. Arcane, I need you to give me actually you didn't heal her as much as you thought you should have.
Okay.
I mean, you stabilized her, but give me an Arcana check. Whatever your thaumatology. That's
Thaumatology. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Woo!
That's a damn good roll. She's not like immune to magic or anything like that, but she seems to be harder to affect with magic than normal.
Is this just a natural thing of hers, or
you're guessing it probably tied into whatever mutation is that gives her powers, or whether it's a mutation. Actually, you got
she's not iron skin. Okay, this makes sense.
There's definitely her skin's not actually literally iron, but yeah. She actually seems to have some sort of cold iron properties to her.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We do have like other people here, so so I'm assuming that we're going to have some sort of like sick bay or something.
Yep, there are medics on standing by. Again, there are some problems with treating her. It's sort of hard to insert IVs and such as someone whose skin is literally bulletproof.
Mm. So, like the part of Superman Returns that made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Notice I said part, singular.
I've not seen the whole movie. So...
Actually, a lot of the science in that movie, when it was like small stuff and had nothing to do with like stuff that they had to just completely ham-fist in for plot purposes. It made a lot of sense, like the way you like had to catch the plane and stuff.
Right.
But then it was just like island and sun.
But yeah, she. You get the impression that she'll be okay eventually, but for the time being, she is rather out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some doctors who are fussing over her. There are also a fair number of NSA agents in the area, and you notice there's a small. Actually, you give me a perception check, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Is that everybody?
Uh-huh.
Perception.
Consulting sheet, because I only ever looked at it once before in a session. 9, okay.
Oh,
Damn.
Damn it.
ha!
Well, Sophia's further away, so that makes a certain amount of sense. So Aaron and Dr. Arcane, you do notice actually that SSA Anderson has a small group of agents he seems to be talking to. And as you sort of notice that, several of them go running off for a bit.
I'm going to point after them and say, where are they going?
I'm gonna bet you they're going to try to arrest her.
Are they going in her direction?
No, they're heading off towards the parking lot, actually.
Okay, I'm going to go over and ask, say it was Anderson?
Yes, it was Anderson, yep.
Right.
Mr. Anderson.
I'm going to inquire about what those men are going to do.
All right, so so what do you say to him?
I'm going to say, where are those three headed?
Oh, they're off to the parking lot to get some equipment.
What equipment?
Appropriate restraints and such, and to bring over the wagon.
Agent Anderson,
Yes.
Superion signed an agreement such that she would not be apprehended if she were to help us.
So I've been told. But she is a clear and present danger to the United States of America, and we will never have an opportunity like this again to bring her in and put her into the vault. I'm not going to let that pass.
You don't have one now.
She is currently unconscious.
But we are not. We keep our agreements.
So you're saying you're willing to let someone who has caused as much damage as she has done in this country, and has committed as many crimes as she has done, and is as much of a threat to this country and to the world as a whole as she is, you're going to simply let an opportunity like this pass you by to make sure that she is no longer a threat to us.
She just helped us save the world. I think that means a little bit of something.
Oh, it certainly does. That said,
what's more, we also agreed that we wouldn't do exactly what you're doing. It's dishonorable, and I will not be a part of it.
I assume I can hear all of this.
Sure.
Doctor, I do not believe that they care if you are a part of it or not.
No, if you insist, you're more than welcome to just simply stand aside, and we'll deal with it. We'll deal with the fallout. I'm sure there'll be legal wrangling and such, but if, at worst case, we'll keep her out of circulation for a while. If her lawyers, it's possible her lawyers will be able to untangle things and get her out of jail. But
I'm going to glance around to see what how everyone else is reacting to this situation.
There don't seem to be a whole lot of people around right now. Apex seems to be kind of out of it, so he's not hearing any of this. Again, he kind of had the shit kicked out of him. And you hear a vehicle driving up.
How is Superion doing right now?
She is unconscious. She will get the best medical attention she can possibly get while she is in the vault as well. They are more than definitively equipped to handle someone with her abilities. Which I cannot for certain say that any of the local hospitals can.
Okay, if you're gonna play it like that, I move object Superion into the van and I get in.
So you use move object, pick her up, and start flying off toward the van.
Yes.
Okay. You heard Andrew say, Dr. Arcane, I would recommend that you do not do this.
What Which van are you talking about? You're talking about our van?
Our van.
He's gonna need me to drive it.
In fact, you get a phone call. Aaron, I'm not sure how to fly
I
this.
know.
Okay.
So yeah, he sort of so SSA Anderson sort of looks at you and sort of sighs and legally speaking, I can't actually I cannot stop you from doing this. You are not committing a crime, you're not doing anything against the law, and you are actually following through on a legal agreement that you witnessed. So just want to let you know and remind you that she is a clear threat to the United States and to the world as a whole. I do not recommend that you continue with this course of action. That said, that's on your heads. With that, he turns and walks off.
It would have been on your head if we had needed her and she wasn't around.
He stops, looks back, and says, "No, we'd have known exactly where she was, and we could have let her out." Shrugs and walks away.
Yeah, I'll bet she would have been jumping up and down to help out after that.
He doesn't seem to be paying any attention. He sort of holds up a hand to the guys in the wagon, as it were. It's basically it's a fairly typical sort of police wagon type thing. It looks like it's been modified. They stop. He gets in, and they drive off. There are still a few other NSA agents on the scene. Some of whom look a little bit look a little bit sheepish about this sort of thing. There's sort of mixed reactions about this. Because again, it's sort of on the one hand, it's Superion, and locking her up would be a good thing, but she did have that agreement.
We would have gotten our heads popped off by Apex if she weren't here.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Sophia's going to walk up to Aaron and say, "Oh, that was rather entertaining. Do you put shows like that on regularly back home?"
Not of this sort.
Well, I may not have been around for the agreement, but I disagree with the good detectives, or the good officers' intentions there. Well done.
That being said, even though the Dr. Arcane has gone off to our transportation, I think that we might need to stick around here for a little bit longer.
Likely a good idea.
Ring, Errant, how do I change the radio? Stuck on country music.
They're not trying to arrest her anymore.
Oh, okay.
All right. So yeah,
But, by the way, good job, Doctor.
Thank you.
that was solved more easily than I was expecting, but
Yoink!
it's like, oh yeah, Doc can do that. And I'm sitting thinking, how is Anderson going to respond to this? Yeah, he really isn't going to shoot at the heroes. That would be dumb.
My idea would have been to demand that we go along with her at least.
I was kind of on the fence about pulling something similar to what Arcane just did. He just kind of did it before I made my decision.
All right.
Well, it's a clear breach of contract, and when you work with magic, you really got to pay attention to that.
Yeah, fair enough.
So with that said, I'm going to go find Hiveminder.
Okay. So you walk up to the apparatus, as it were.
Right. It's gone off, right?
It's still running.
Well, I mean, like it's at least started doing what it was supposed
Oh,
to.
yeah. It definitely did. Yes, it's running
Okay.
now.
And so I'm gonna find him.
He's in the chair.
Is this something that you need to maintain focus on in order to prevent the signal from coming in afterward?
Hive Miner doesn't seem to actually respond.
I'll take that as a yes. I'm going to peer in and make sure that he's breathing and such.
Oh, he's breathing. Yep.
Okay.
His eyes are closed. He's breathing, but doesn't seem to respond to anything.
Okay.
You do notice that Tony is staring intently at what looks like what looks like sort of a suite of vital signs monitors and such.
I'm going to lean down to him and say, "Is everything going as it should?"
Mark?
I'll take that as a maybe.
Mark.
All right.
Mark.
Okay, let's see. Well, I guess the next thing is to make sure that see what Apex accomplished before we came along. To which point, I'm gonna go to Apex. He is conscious, correct?
Yes, technically. The doctors are fussing over him. They seem to have a better handle about how to treat him than Superion.
Okay.
It's almost something along the lines of they've had him around longer.
Mm.
So like the doctors sort of look up at you and say, if you need to talk to him, make it quick and don't put too much stress on him. He's not in great shape.
Mm.
We're waiting for the ambulance to get here. Ambulances, actually.
I guess the first thing I'll do is I'm going to, produce one of the little hypnotism discs and say, "Do you have any more of these on your person?"
Not on my person. I think there's a few of them left in my base. Oh God, this hurts.
All right. Well, I think we're going to be in town for a little bit longer. We need to find out just how much has been done here.
Probably a good idea.
Do you remember giving it to anyone else?
I think you've gotten basically everybody that I gave the devices to, but my memory's a little fuzzy at the moment.
That's normal. It's happened to everyone so far who's been affected by it.
Yeah. Also, I don't think any of them had Superion punching them in the head repeatedly. Ow. I think she hits hard. I think she hits harder now than she did last time I fought her. Oh.
Well, I'm sure she'll be proud to hear that.
While they're talking, I'm going to double around all of the unconscious heroes that we dealt with, and I'm going to ensure that I collect all of the devices.
Okay, good. That was the right move. Mind you, it wouldn't be a problem right now, but getting them off, unless they moved 5 miles away from here for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not taking chances.
Good idea. Yeah, they seem to be in much better shape than Apex.
You don't say.
They didn't. Yeah, well, part of Apex's problem is that he overstressed himself also because he, again, didn't feel any pain.
He pulled every muscle in his body.
He probably tore a few, yeah.
She punched out all my blood.
No.
I think that he would be having much bigger problems if that were the case.
Well, honestly, the doctors are actually you do notice that the doctors have Dr. Kane, you're actually in the van, right?
Yeah.
Some of the doctors have actually moved over to the van. They're sort of taking a look at Superion, and they're actually very happy. They actually are surprised and very happy that they do find a way to actually get some sort of some stuff into her bloodstream, some at least painkillers into her bloodstream and such. Not because they can actually use most of their needles on her skin.
Look, there's holes everywhere.
well, not holes, but you know, Apex did break her. She's bleeding from a few spots because Apex did hit her hard enough to do that.
Do you fellows need me to take you anywhere?
No, there's an ambulance coming shortly.
Okay, good. Is there anything I can do to help?
Unless you're a medical doctor who has knowledge of how to treat someone who is as invulnerable as she is. I don't think so.
Sorry, my doctorate's in thaumatology.
Well,
I'm not that kind of doctor.
I see. You don't know any magical healing spells, do you?
Damn it!
You know,
I'm a doctor.
Right,
not
that.
a doctor.
But she's got certain properties. Her mutation seems to have certain properties similar to cold iron, which makes her particularly resistant to magics. I managed to stabilize her, but I haven't been able to do anything else.
Damn it! I'm a doctor, not a doctor.
Actually, as a random aside, it occurs to you, Aaron, that last thing that Tony said might have actually been something equivalent to, I'm an engineer, not a doctor. He's like, I'm watching these vital signs. I sort of understand them.
None of them have started screeching or going silent yet, so...
I think they're okay.
Actually, that gives me an idea. I'm going to head over there and take a look at Hiveminder myself, since I actually have, training in neuroscience and life science and that kind of thing.
Oh, good. That's good. Well, there's quite a bit of brain activity. Sort of along the lines of, it seems like he's almost like he's in an extremely active REM cycle.
Please. You're having some big dreams there, buddy.
Except he doesn't seem to actually be asleep per se.
Yeah.
Honestly, in a lot of ways, from what you know about this sort of thing, I need a sort of a life sciences type role.
And I can do treatment or neuroscience.
Give me a roll of each, actually.
Okay. Neuroscience. Treatment.
Yeah, that'll do. Honestly, it almost seems like he's in a coma, except for the extremely high brain activity. Everything else is almost like he's in a coma.
Imagine this isn't particularly healthy for him.
At a guess, no. You probably don't think. You think it would probably not be very good for him to be in the state for a long period of time.
Well, if there's no real need for him to keep doing this, as all the afflicted people that we're aware of have had their things removed, there's not really any point in keeping him here, is there?
I don't know. The problem is you're not certain that all the people who are affected are in the area, or have been dealt with, or if they're in the area for that matter either. But
I'd say all the important people have been dealt with. Anything else can be mopped up.
maybe. That's up to you guys, though.
I'm going to go find Aaron and Dr. Arcane and report my findings to them.
Okay.
Okay. So...
I seem to be walking a lot today.
Well, do we have some means of knowing who all operates in this area?
Well, there are a couple of ways. The NSA certainly has records on all the at least registered heroes in the area.
Right. So we get a list of that. The other thing is, Hiveminder said that he gave all of his remaining stuff to Apex.
Yep.
Do we know from the number that he gave how many would be left?
Approximately 20.
20. Okay. Apex indicated that there would be more in his base.
Yep.
Do we know where that is?
I imagine he's not going to let us in there.
Yeah, that's what I know. We're probably going to have to ask permission, or wait for him to recover, one or the other.
Or beg forgiveness afterwards, but we don't know the location.
Also, if we try and sneak in without John, we're probably going to be in trouble.
Since Sophia is from this area, she might actually know.
Okay, I will say this: no, you don't know.
Okay.
Nobody knows entirely where Apex is based. No one knows. This is the first confirmation you have that he has a base per se.
Oh
Dear.
So there have been like rumors of the Fortress of Solitude or whatever, but like
Yeah, kind of. But honestly, it's like maybe he probably has a base.
mm-hmm.
It's less a fortress of solitude and more an apartment of loneliness.
There's lots of empty scotch bottles everywhere. Because it takes so much to get him drunk.
Wow, that'd be an expensive habit.
Yeah.
Better be cheap goddamn scotch. Like, I chugged an entire water cooler full, and I'm barely buzzed, and it all tasted awful.
So many bottles of Cossack vodka.
Ah.
You need it cheap. Might as well go Cossack.
On the plus side, no, that's not the case for him. So.
Okay. Well, I think that for the time being, maybe we should give everyone time a little bit to recover, find a somewhat permanent place to, establish like where we can, rest up and so on, and then when everyone's feeling a bit better, then start going around with stuff like, okay, we need to make sure that we found all this shit. Sounds so good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get my smartphone and I start looking up hotels with a decent sense of discretion. That aren't evil.
Dr. K, make sure that you do that when I'm not around you. People will ask questions.
No, I was looking for a place where I should stay for the night.
Do you understand what you say, what people think when you say hotels with a sense of discretion?
No. Oh!
Sophia is just kind of laughing into her hand.
Oh. Hotels that are good at keeping secrets that don't involve hookers.
Try not to be that specific when you're actually talking with them.
Okay.
That's actually a weird thing. Are there hotels that are popular among superheroes?
Yeah. All right. Well, Doc. Give me. Do you have investigation?
Well,
I do.
Well, Doc's the one who's doing the looking at the moment.
I know. Okay.
Investigation, yes.
Okay, give me an investigation roll. All right. Yes, you can find a hotel that. Yeah, you can find a hotel. Honestly, I'm starting to think. My question is, honestly, for you guys, why does it matter too much about whether? I mean, the secret. I guess I don't know.
I have no idea what the hell he's talking about.
I mean, why
I'm
exactly?
just kind of going along with what Eric started saying.
So my question is
This
more
is discretion. It's like, Archie, you.
why are you looking for discretion in particular, Eric, on this?
Because of superheroes?
Yeah, but your identity is not secret.
But yours is. So what are you gonna sleep in the van? Suppose you
Yeah,
could sleep in the van. Would you rather sleep in the van?
I don't know. Do you want me to sleep in the van now?
Well, obviously I was looking for some place where we could all get a room, but not that way.
I think Aaron's mentioning a various darker sides of society has gotten Dr. Arcane a little weirded out.
Dr. Arcane is too innocent.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, if I may offer suggestion, I do live around here.
Yes. Well, the ambulances are pulling up. They ferry Apex off into one and do move Superion into the other.
All right. I'm gonna make sure that we know where they're going to be staying, each of them, so that we can.
They tell you which hospital they're going to.
Cool. And I guess then we can head off to Sophia's, considering she just offered to put us up.
Thank you very much, madam. I wouldn't presume to impose on your hospitality.
It's no trouble at all.
Where the hell did John go?
Hope he didn't get in trouble. Scratch that. Hope he didn't get into too much trouble.
Flashlight, cheesy sax music.
Yeah, they're probably heading off to the UCSF Medical Center.
Okay.
Which is apparently the best hospital in San Francisco.
Well,
Their metahuman wing is renowned around the country.
okay. So I guess we'll head over there, and we will breast up, and unless we are contacted otherwise,
right.
well, I'm gonna make sure that Tony knows where we're going, if he's going to plan on still watching Hive Minder. Although I'm going to suggest that maybe it doesn't need to be turned on for much longer.
Yeah, I'm going to relay that information to the technicians in the area as well.
Tony, do you and Hiveminder have cab fare? Do you need cab fare?
Mark?
I think that they'll be able to manage.
Mark?
Okay.
I'm also going to ask if Hiveminder left instructions for how long this should be going.
Mark? Mark?
All right.
He picks up some paper. He sort of looks at it, cocks his head a little bit. Mark? And hands it to you.
Okay. I take it and look at it.
Basically, the instructions basically say, as long as needed.
All right. I'm going to look at Tony and say, well, you know how to turn this off without him possibly, I don't know, suffering some ill side effect, correct?
Mark? Mark. Mark.
How is it supposed to be turned off?
Tony, it looks like Tony's about to say something, stops himself, grabs a pad of paper and pencil, and starts writing, and then hands it to you. It says, I know how it works. We came up with a power down sequence that should leave him unharmed, but this is highly experimental technology, and I think I can turn it off safely.
I understand. All right.
If you need any assistance in shutting it down, please do let me know.
Okay.
He gestures for the pad back.
Okay. I'll offer back. Are any of the NSCA agents still in the area?
They seem to be debriefing all the heroes who are mind controlled effectively.
All right. Is anyone sweeping the area that we've had jammed?
Apparently there are agents out looking around. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask Tony, as soon as all of the agents have returned and, are satisfied with their search, then that should definitely have been sufficient time, and that should, if not before that point, take him off.
Right. Tony nods, then writes down something and hands it back to you. And it says basically, it would be very helpful if I had someone who was, better at reading the medical devices than I am, to keep an eye on them when I'm shutting it down.
Mm-hmm. That unfortunately is not me. I'm going to look at Sophia, and over towards Dr. Arcane.
Well, I know that squiggly line is supposed to be squiggly like that. When it goes flat, that's really bad.
That's definitely true.
Your manner is astounding, Doctor.
I was upfront with my honesty.
Is there any estimation on when the sweep will conclude?
It would. Well, they're sort of searching a 5-mile radius, so
Yeah.
So probably a day or something.
probably, yeah.
All right. I'll just.
I will say this: give me another treatment roll.
28.
Yeah, you would not recommend keeping it running that long. At a bare minimum, he needs to eat at some point.
Right.
Yeah, I'm certainly going to bring that up.
I had no idea that it was going to take as long as yeah. Okay. What time in the day is it right now?
Right now it is probably it's sort of late evening now.
Okay. I guess we'll wait until like the sun sets here. And
All right.
then-
Well, it's dark now. I mean, the whole showdown started sort of late afternoon, if I remember correctly. So it's been a couple hours at this point. So it's like around about 7 o'clock or so.
Okay.
So it's starting to get dark now.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've gotten all the stuff off of people that we know are here. So. Yeah. Okay. I guess go ahead and start doing it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was earlier in the day.
Oh, I make a point of apologizing for dropping heavy objects on people.
The various areas you mentioned that to sort of explained it, sort of say, yeah, we understand why. Ow, that hurt.
Well, I'm glad there are no hard feelings.
Ow.
I like how Dr. Arcane is apologizing for that when Sophia fired missiles and Aaron hit them with the sword.
I'm certain they're similarly understanding of the situation.
They're superheroes. They get what was happening. All right. So Tony starts the.
I'm certain they do the same for me.
Yeah. So yeah, a couple things happen. Tony starts the power down sequence. Let's see. Yeah, John and Raptor do arrive. They were tangling with another. They ended up having to tangle with another mind-controlled hero, who basically was trying to stop Raptor's plane from getting here. So they basically had to, do something about that.
I was half hoping that we were just going to take off, and John was just like, "Wait, where did everyone go?
Guys!
Oi! Oh, you
Look,
kids.
everyone left me behind."
All right. So Sophia, you're monitoring the life support, the medical sensors. I will need I need another treatment roll actually while this is going on.
F.
Okay, that's pretty good. Your bonus is large enough that odds of you getting bad enough to miss anything would be low. But a 19 is plenty for. All right, so you notice he starts powering it down, and he starts bringing down various systems. When he starts bringing another one down, you notice that Hiveminder's EEG starts going completely haywire.
Whoa! Hold up! What you're doing there?
Huh? He slowly starts re-engaging it then, and the EEG starts goes back to the levels it was at before.
Was it supposed to be that squiggly?
No.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah, we have a problem here.
All right. So he's got like a headset on and stuff, right?
Yep.
Tony, according to your theories about how this is supposed to work when all this was drawn up, what would happen if we just disconnected him?
Tony blinks a few times.
Sophia does as well.
Work.
Horrifically bad things.
Work.
Okay.
Probably exactly what you would expect would happen.
I
That
don't know.
You would be just fine.
I honestly
He's
don't.
be cooked by horrible, eldritch energies coursing through his mind. It's always a problem, that sort of thing. You never
I don't
which
know
way,
how any of
know
this
which way it's
works.
going to leap.
Short version. Messy business.
Work. Work.
Is there a
What if
specific-
we tried waking him up first before disconnecting him?
Work? Tony sort of
it
gives a little vague penguin-y shrug.
Mecca, can I make a neuroscience check to, determine the validity of that idea?
Sure.
Neuroscience, damn it.
At a guess, if you can wake him up, that would probably help, yes.
All right. Well, I am going to go the straightforward route of just approaching him and trying to wake him up with noises and gently shaking him by the shoulder and such.
Okay. He does not seem to actually react in any way.
I figured.
I move a gauntlet and slap him.
Do you?
Well, how else are you going to wake him up?
You do remember what your gauntlets are made out of?
No, I remove the gauntlet and slap him.
Oh, okay.
I take it off.
I'm started thinking. It sounded like you said.
Backhand him with the freaking.
Have you guys ever seen the Bugs
You
Bunny?
unconscious man, I challenge you to a duel of honor!
Have you guys ever seen the Bugs Bunny cartoon where he gets challenged to a duel by some night guy or whatever? So the guy takes out a glove and slaps Bugs Bunny in the face. So Bugs takes out a metal gauntlet and slaps the guy with it in order to answer the challenge. So it's like, that hurts.
Yeah, I misheard what you said, Eric.
Yeah,
really
no,
wasn't.
I'm not hitting him with the power.
Good. I'm just going. Wait, that just seems like a terrible idea. That's why I was like, you do? Okay, you're just slapping with your actual bare hand. That makes
My actual hand. Yes,
that makes much more sense. All right. You slap him. He does not seem to respond in any way.
It always works on me.
Do the bars change at all when they do these actions?
Not when Aaron did what he was doing. There was no reaction.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very, very, very minor reaction when Dr. Arcane slaps him.
I'm going to looking at the thing. Can I tell if the machine itself has been waterproofed?
No, it's not.
It's exposed to Hertrian wires and
Yeah, there's a reason I asked. I asked for a reason. So no water splashing in the face.
Yeah, that would not be a good idea. No. This
Well,
whole
we
thing
wouldn't
was.
have to worry about the bars anymore.
This thing is, it was very hastily constructed. I mean, so yeah, no.
This isn't good.
Is any of the catering still around?
Oh yeah, food. Get some smelly.
Yeah, I'd say there probably is.
All right, I'm just gonna get some very aromatic foods and drinks, whatever I can find, and just bring those along.
Sure.
Just kind of waft them under the nose, see if that results in anything.
Not really. No.
isn't good. All right.
His helmet like does business with his more mental abilities, so by that logic, it has kind of a direct connection to his brain, right?
Yeah, basically. Honestly, this whole device is sort of like a big amplified version of his helmet. Was the theory behind it.
Right. Yeah. So taking that thought into account, I'm going to see if I'm going to focus and try to communicate with his helmet specifically. Try and get into his head that way.
Okay.
Using my ability to speak with machines.
Okay, so you can speak with machines. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So Sophia just kind of closes her eyes and focuses.
Okay. So you're connected to the helmet?
Yes.
Okay. Well, he's not wearing it at the moment, so.
No.
It would be. No. They needed to have the various selectors and such put on his actual skin.
Okay, then the machine.
Yeah. Okay, the machine itself. All right. Well, you're communicating with the machine. I mean,
Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to think about how to phrase this. Because I don't know if I wanted to. Hooray for plans not entirely thought through.
I would just suggest telling him that he can stop now.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I'm going to pass along a message through the computer into his mind that he may regain consciousness now.
Okay. Trying to think if that actually would work.
If it doesn't, I also have an idea.
I'm sure thinking through my thoughts about how my thoughts on how his powers work and how the helmet works, and therefore how the machine works. All right, so you contact the machine, and as you're going through it, you quickly realize that there is no way the machine doesn't really feed back information to Hiveminder directly. It's basically there to amplify what his thoughts outwards. It doesn't really sort of feed stuff back into him. So it's sort of a one-way connection.
Okay, I have an idea.
That makes me wonder how the aliens got into his head then, if it's a one-way feed.
That's
actually very different. That's totally different. It's not directly through his helmet per se.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually just used his own power against him.
Yep.
The helmet just amplifies it.
Okay, fair enough.
You say he's in a coma, right?
It seems that way.
Can I conduct a magical ritual to sort of dreamwalk into his mind and get information from him that way?
Yeah, sure. Especially if you spend a hero point.
Yeah, I'll do that. So as Sophia is like talking to the machine, I'm drawing like circles and chalk around the Hiveminder and start chanting in Latin.
Just as a note,
I'm gonna go find a chair and sit back while the two people who can do shit do stuff.
Just as a general note, Sophia doesn't actually speak when she does this. I have subtle 2 on it, so
right.
As far as you can tell, she's just standing there with her eyes shut.
Right.
All right. Right. So you do that. So yeah, spend her. Give me a whatever the skill you use for your.
That'd be thaumatology.
Give me a thaumatology roll then.
Is it 14 or 15?
15, I believe.
Yes. Well, that wasn't a good roll, but
it should be enough actually. All right.
Wait for 15.
You need about 2 power points worth to pull it off. So.
Okay.
I believe that's enough. All right. Okay. Well, you.
Yeah, I've got the ritualist advantage is why I even thought of it. So.
there you go. All right. Therefore, you in fact do you dreamwalk effectively. I mean,
Right.
and you are in Hiveminder's dreams.
Oh no.
Do you believe in magic? In a young girl's eyes.
No,
Let the
nothing.
music is free.
I just have a feeling that this is going to be prefaced with hilarity ensues.
Honestly, it's not. Not that. I mean, it's a little weird.
Dreams are weird, yeah.
Yeah. I hadn't prepped anything for this, so I'm not going to be able to do anything particularly interesting with it. But definitely, you get it's basically his sort of dream world is a lot like the actual world, like the actual like reality, with a few exceptions. You get the impression, sort of wandering about, that Hiveminder is far more important than he is in the real world. Unsurprisingly.
Oh, poor guy.
I know he's a great hero and such. You are eventually able to track down Hiveminder's sort of self within his dreams. And he sort of, he looks at you and says, "No, Dr. Arcane, it's good to see you."
It's good to see you. In fact, we have things under control. You can wake up now. You can stop this.
Stop what? What is under control?
Hiveminder, you've put yourself into a dream state to baffle the Skrix mind influence.
Oh, we defeated the Skrix long ago, though. This is not a dream state. That can't be. Because we defeated the Skrix months and months ago.
No. We just did it. It's you're in a dream. This is all a dream. Time is weird in dreams.
Like, have you ever seen Inception?
I knew this was going to happen.
I didn't.
It's time to rest now. You can wake up and we can turn the machine off and we can reap the benefits of our hard work.
But I am awake, and you're here, and we are in New York, and it is things are good.
We have to do one of those things that lets you understand that you're in a dream. Like, get him to try and read something.
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Or I'll start pointing out inconsistencies with actual New York.
All right.
Hiveminder, no one sets up their hot dog stand on a wall, so it points down.
All right. So all right.
It's very convenient. Condiments go everywhere.
Okay, so you point this out. He looks at it, and you are very surprised to notice that it rapidly changes to a normal hot dog stand. He says, "I don't see what you're talking about. The hot dog stand is where it is as it normally is." He waves the hot dog vendor. He says, "Oh, hi, Hiveminder."
You're a great hero.
Yeah, basically. Thanks for helping us out the other day.
This is...
I'm refraining from saying something terrible.
Boy, look at all that water run. Just makes someone really need to, use the bathroom.
Hiveminder went recently.
Oh dear.
Not used to dream walking. I don't do it very often. Where did this pipe come from? Forgot how cool this could be.
I'm imagining a Mario pipe when he says that.
All right, Eric, give me another thaumatology roll. Unless you have like psychology, which I don't think you
I
do.
don't.
Yep. 30. All right. The impression you're getting from your little sort of your study of sort of dreamscapes and such is this is actually, from what you've read about dreamscapes, the most realistic, sort of most closest to the real world one you've read about. It's really actually a little disconcerting. And you really get the impression that Hiveminder seems to be very it seems to be like, you know, honestly, like the impression you're getting from Hiveminder from talking to him is that he doesn't really see, like, a part of him doesn't really see a need to wake up and, you know, go back to the real world, because this is the real world but better.
But better.
I was afraid
It's
of
sort
it.
of better. It's sort of better than life.
Yeah.
I knew this.
Oh, I remember that Red Dwarf episode. Where's Rimmer to make things terrible?
Not here.
No, but Dr. Arcane is there.
Yeah, but Dr. Arcane is not.
Arnold Rimmer.
But Dr. Arcane is not Arnold Rimmer.
Nobody is Arnold Rimmer.
No, nobody is.
I haven't seen Red Dwarf, so this is over my head.
Feel bad for you now. Okay.
I have seen funny clips.
Well, Hiveminder, this is all a dream. This is a fantasy of what you would like things to be. But it's ultimately empty. It's something to work towards.
Ooh, good. Eric, do you have like do you have like persuasion?
I can find out. Persuasion. No, but I've got a +6 in it because I'm charming.
Okay, give me a roll. I'm gonna give you some sort of situational bonus I haven't decided on the actual number of, so.
I hope so, because that sucked.
All right. All right. I'll give you at least a +5 for the. You actually had a very convincing sort of argument there, honestly.
Yeah, that was good.
Hiveminder sort of stops, looks at you, sort of looks around.
No.
Yeah, you are probably right. Is too good to be true.
But it is a goal to work towards. I'd be happy to help you out with that. But in the meantime, we need to wake you up so that you can work towards that goal.
Oh.
Also, there's food.
Oh.
Donuts.
Oh. Oh. I'm in the machine.
Yes.
Why has you not just shut it down then?
Where can't something about the EKG going bonkers when we start this shutdown sequence? We're hoping that we can wake you up to make it easier.
That not good. Yes. Well, yes. If yeah, the problem is machine to make broadcasting my thoughts more effective is putting me into a comatose state. Waking myself up would be I don't know if possible.
Sir, do you have any suggestions on what we can do to help you out here?
The penguin followed proper shutdown sequence, correct?
Yes.
Oh, and did
If
not.
I could trust anyone to do it correctly, it would be Tony Wark.
Yes, he is very good with machines. Yeah, but stage 3 should have powered things down and brought. Did you? What stage did he get to?
I don't know.
He got to stage. He was in the process of doing stage 3.
He was in the middle of stage 3 when things started going unpleasant.
Ooh, that should not have happened. Yes. Yes, the machine. That machine should have brought me out of comatose state, and from there would have been, you know, easy as cake to continue. Hiveminder wishes he was better at neuroscience than he is. Well, best bet would be to, wow.
Seeing as the machine's not pulling you out of the state, the comatose state, could we try, I don't know, drugs?
Maybe. Honestly, Hiveminder thinks best bet would probably be to just go through stage 3 despite EKG going wonky, I guess.
Is that safe?
Maybe. Honestly, how long has machine been running?
Well, I conducted the ritual at this time, so it's been running about that long. Not sure how long we've been in here. Dream states tend to be inconsistent with real-world time.
That would make some sort of sense. Yes. Well, your estimation has been about 2 hours.
Okay.
2 hours should be safe. Keeping machine running for unless you can find some other way outside there to achieve the result of waking me up after the second stage shutdown. Besides shutting down the systems that were putting me into the comatose state. I would recommend going through stage 3 no matter what before 4 hours are up. After 4 hours, things become dicey.
Gotcha. I'm going to head back and let them know what's going on.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yes, please. Yeah. While Dream World very nice, kind of want to wake up.
Understandable. Also, donuts.
Good luck.
I will see you soon, and I will end the ritual and come back.
Okay. All right, you come to. You are currently lying on the ground. Yeah, those of you who were not in the dream state did notice that Dr. Arcane sort of did the ritual whole thing, closed his eyes, stood there for a while, and then eventually sort of just toppled over backwards.
You do remember I need to be sitting down when I do this.
Sophia is taking his pulse at the moment.
My pulse or
Yes, yours.
His pulse.
No, I'm fine. I just forgot to sit down before I did the ritual. Hiveminder says that trying to find alternate means to pull him out of the coma is the best option, but after 4 hours we should just push through despite what the EKG says. Otherwise, there's a risk of permanent damage. 4 hours of running time. How long was I under?
You guess he was under about 5 minutes.
Not long. About 5.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, the device puts him into a comatose state to blah blah blah, a bunch of terms Hiveminder used that I don't understand.
Do we know of anyone who would have some sort of healing ability that would be applicable to this situation?
Actually, that's a thought. Could you just zoot him with healing magic, and maybe that would work?
Peter, would that maybe work?
Maybe. Honestly,
Oh, what's the worst that can happen? I can cause spontaneous, uncontrolled cell regeneration and give him cancer.
Magic.
honest, honestly, give me the thaumatology roll. All right. Yeah, you are fairly certain, Eric, that you could definitively. You are fairly sure that you could use your healing magics in that way during the third stage shutdown to stabilize him through it, to make things work properly, and make sure that he comes through unscathed. That would be a power stunt, however, for your healing.
Okay, I don't know how power stunts work,
Okay,
but
so
I am down.
they're basically. Oh, hang on, I can dig this up specifically. Get the rules for this. The long and short of it is that. Let's see, here we go. Basically, power stunts allow you to temporarily gain and use the an alternate effect of a given power. The alternate effect lasts until a scene or its duration expires, whichever comes first. What you do with that is that you can basically it's effectively extra effort. So
Okay.
you make you fatigued. If you were already fatigued, you become exhausted, or you can spend a hero point to ignore that.
Okay.
So either you could just would become fatigued for this because you are no longer fatigued or anything like that. I believe you did that last session. You did that during the fight, but you've had plenty of time to recover. So.
Right. Yeah, no, I did some extra effort during the fight, but that was all just taking extra actions or throwing extra oomph into the gun,
Right.
into the blast.
Yep.
Well, you did in order to deflect a grenade.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
The effort you do for this insectoid man.
the things I do for vague acquaintanceship.
Honestly, you do know that he willingly did this, knowing that there were actual risks to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, I might be able to stabilize him during stage 3. I can try.
And while you're doing that, I can monitor the machine from inside, see what's just going wrong in the first place, and maybe do something about it.
All right, sure. All right, so Tony will go through the shutdown sequence again. When he gets to 3, he gets to stage 3. I need you, Eric, to make a healing roll for that. So that's your the ranks. It's D20 plus the power ranks you got. And give me a technology roll. Word.
Technology. I'm pretty sure my technology is 15, but I must check. Yes, it is 15.
Okay.
Technology. Crap. I don't think I have a hero point.
You have 2 at the start of the session, so
Oh, I do? Okay. Hero point.
yeah, go for it. Now let's say.
Well, it's supposed to be 10, so 25.
Well, actually, it adds 10 to the roll if it's 10 or less, so that brings it up to a 27.
27? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and Major Sans is right. Fatigue takes about an hour. Each level of fatigue takes an hour to restore. It's been 2 hours at least since the fight. So
Right.
yeah, you were fine. So okay, so Sophia, you're able to monitor it. You can tell something's going wrong, but for some reason you're not entirely. You can't really track down what it is exactly. There's something really weird about the device. You're guessing it probably it's due to the fact that it's specifically designed to work with Hive Minder's powers, and you don't really have a good feel of exactly how they work. But you're able to isolate a few things that would help. And Doc Arcane, you with your healing roll, you definitely are able to stabilize him through it, so the things don't go awfully wrong.
Gotcha.
It does take a bit out of you. You are very tired afterwards. You are fatigued. So the EKGs, they start going all wonky, but between both your efforts, you manage to level it out. And Hiveminder comes to, and the machine shuts down. Oh. Oh. Ow.
I give him a jelly donut.
Aww.
Oh, thank you. Why Hiveminder arm not move? Oh, there we go. All
We were scared there for a minute.
Ah.
Oh no, we brought him back. We brought him back from a dream world where he was in a comatose state, only to make him fully paralyzed.
No,
That would make Sophia feel incredibly bad.
No, it's like he's just oh. You know a feeling when your foot falls asleep?
Yes.
Whole body feels like that. Okay. Well, extremities do. Torso feels fine. Okay, feeling coming back. Whew.
Incidentally, Mecca, I kind of forgot to say it before, but Sophia was recording all of the business that she could from the program for
Okay.
later examination.
Fair enough.
All right. Oh, looks like
Yeah,
that's taking-
Hiveminder is by definitively at this point qualifies as exhausted.
You don't say.
Just this whole thing was one gigantic power stunt.
Right.
Effectively. So he is. This is sort of the result of that. It's sort of like, ow. Hiveminder go to. He finishes the donut and drinks some probably stale coffee. That's probably stale at this point. Coffee. The donut's also probably a bit stale, but it's food. It's calories. He appreciates that. And then sort of pops his helmet back on. Oh.
You did good. We
Oh.
got all the devices off.
Oh, good.
Everything went exactly according to plan.
Oh.
Well, it went as well as it could have.
We succeeded is what matters, and with pretty much no casualties of the major sort anyhow.
Yes. Oh. He sort of staggers out of the chair and sort of, he seems a little bit wobbly, but that's sort of the classic sort of, oh God, I'm tired.
Right.
Puts his hand on the chair. Whew.
Sophia is going to help him get around.
I'm going to suggest that they keep his condition monitored. I don't think he needs necessarily, immediate medical attention or anything like that. But in case something bad happens, it would be nice if someone were around to keep an eye on him.
Well, probably be a good idea if Hiveminder goes to the hospital.
Okay.
At very least, probably could use this. Hiveminder's not done things like this before, so yeah, medical supervision probably a good idea.
All right. Well, I guess we'll stick with him. And
Yeah, so medics
Yeah,
come along and basically they help cart him off.
I'm also gonna double check at the hospital to make sure that Smith, was it? Anderson.
Yep.
Didn't try nicking Superion when we were otherwise engaged.
Would I do that?
Yes.
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 So otherwise, we're gonna have to storm an NCIS building, not NCIS, NSCA.
What does this have to do with the Navy? No, we're gonna take on Jethro and Gibbs. Gus.
Oh, Abby will be so upset with us.
We'll storm in, and then he'll slap us on the back of the head and call us an idiot.
Why are you here? We don't have anything to do with this. Actually, you're actually out on the West Coast, so you have to deal with the NCIS, the other crew.
Yeah,
We're far-
NCAA. Well, no,
who are-
that is a default clue, right? The LA.
No, it's not. No, the default crew's in Washington.
Oh, okay.
It's in DC.
Yeah, this is the one with what's her face, the old lady who was awesome.
Yeah, the woman who did Edna Mode's voice,
Yes.
So there's
and Chris O'Donnell and LL Cool J, and
I
Edna
have
Mode
no idea what you're talking about.
it's a TV crime.
It's for all intents and purposes a police procedural.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Okay.
But yes,
so
I'm glad you asked that, Eric. Because apparently you can hear in the background, you hear various medical staff arguing with people. It sounds like they're arguing with NSCA agents about how they are not allowed into the ICU, and no, they can't take the patient.
Oh, I'm so tired. Okay, I start flying.
I'm going to take the phone and say we're going to be on our way there.
I can carry Dr. Arcane over.
No, that's okay. Thank you, but no.
We have transportation.
How fast does it go?
Fast enough.
When the van's in flight, top speed's 200 miles an hour.
Yeah. I'm going to check with Tony to see if he wants to come with us or if he wants to help with, taking the machine down.
Tony will help. Tony actually Tony suggests that actually that while taking the machine down, he actually suggests putting up tarps over it just in case it's actually needed again.
Okay.
Like soon.
That's a fair
All right.
point.
Okay. Well, then he's welcome to join us as we have us run in with our bosses. Technically,
my
not
boss is not as much yours. Yours are on the.
I actually call Mr. Agent Smith because I distinctly remember him not liking Anderson.
Nope, not at all.
Right.
All right, so you're calling.
It's like there's a meaning to that.
What? No, never.
A guy named Agent Smith has a problem with an Anderson. What? No.
Never.
So yeah, and in the meantime, we are heading towards that hospital.
All right. So you're in the van. You're heading off towards the hospital. So Doc, you're calling NSCA headquarters.
Yep.
You get in NSC in Star City, and NSCA Star City. How can I help you?
Hi, this is Dr. Arcane. Could you give me Agent Smith?
I think he actually is still in the office. Let me check. Hold on. You're putting.
Well, I'm telling everyone to buckle up.
Sophia does so.
Raptor,
I slap Dr. Arcane on the shoulder until he buckles up.
John and Raptor are following in her plane.
Okay. It's like,
because,
I'm flying in style.
Yeah, because Raptora actually, when she hears about what's gone down, she actually looks kind of pissed off. I will say this. She looks pissed off, but not even remotely surprised.
One wonders why she didn't register.
Anderson, kind of a prick. Smith may be a bit of a cold fish, but
He's a stand-up guy.
yeah. So
The charisma of a
Hugo
dwarf,
Weaving is
but
better
he's
than
got-
Keanu Reeves. The devil, you say?
So you hear, Doc, you got me just before I was headed home. What is it?
We're having a bit of a run-in with your counterpart out here, Agent Anderson.
Oh God, what's Anderson done now?
Well, Superion took a rather heavy beating from Apex while we neutralized him.
Oh right, yeah, I heard about that. That she was helping you with that,
she
right?
was unconscious in the hospital, and he's currently trying to take her into custody. We're on the way to stop them. We were wondering if you could pull any strings, maybe.
Wait. Anderson is trying to put her into custody. She's got a. Oh, fuck that asshole. Oh God, I see the logic he's operating from. I really do, but
I'm actually going to ask Dr. Arcane to put this on speakerphone.
I will put it on speakerphone.
Agent Smith, considering that Agent Anderson is going to be directly violating the contract under which we employed Superion, would it be correct to say that if he attempts to take her by force, that he would be enacting a crime?
No, but it's definitively false arrest.
Me.
Yeah. God, we don't need bad publicity like this. I mean, oh God, but this swings both ways. On the one, he does know that this jeopardizes any sort of amnesty efforts we ever try to make with any villains, or any God. We've got villains. We're actually doing rehab. Basically, rehabilitating his heroes. This, oh god, that could jeopardize. Oh fuck. Yeah, I got some calls to make, guys. Stall them as long as you
Thank
can.
you. Click.
And we're driving.
I'm going to ask Dr.
Up here.
Arcane, do we know what room number that Superion is in?
Did
I
my
think that we'll
Skype
be able
just
to figure it
completely
out.
derp?
What? Eric?
I think we lost Eric.
Skype, are you functioning? Are people hearing
I can
me?
hear you.
Okay.
Wait.
I can hear you also.
Can you hear
Okay,
me?
good.
All right, we're all good.
Yay!
Okay. All right.
Excellent.
So anyway, I imagine that we'll be able to figure out where she is.
I was not thinking of entering through the lobby.
Dramatic burst into the window?
I like your style. It's similar to my own.
We don't need to cause property damage, you know.
Oh.
Perhaps not, but I think expediency is the word of the moment.
I'm going like 80 miles an hour at this point, I think. How far away is the hospital from where we are?
You should be able to get there fairly soon.
Okay.
Especially 'cause given that you guys can do, you know,
If necessary, we
as
go
you
through
can
the
go
air.
as the crow flies.
Oh no! All this traffic. We'll never get out of this.
Yeah, you can fly.
Okay. Well, I guess when we get there, we're gonna go rushing in. If these guys want to actually burst through something, they are welcome to. I'm just gonna use the door because
What, like a peasant?
What kind of hero are you?
like someone
You're
who's just going,
supposed to go through the walls of civilian installations.
like someone who's going to try and approach this diplomatically.
I am going to burst through the wall and yell, oh yeah.
Don't. If you're going to burst through something, actually do use a window.
I was using a window.
And if
So-
you burst through a window, make sure there's not someone on the other side.
I was about to say, bursting through a window in a hospital. This sounds this you know, this doesn't
This
sound like
can't go wrong at all.
I don't.
Desperate times.
Okay, if you insist.
He's gonna be like, I'm gonna burst through the window. It's like he very carefully opens the window up and crawls through it. I can't get through. Damn these Tesla coils! If only it were as big as a door.
All right, so you guys arrive at the hospital.
Yeah.
Actually, after that thought, I am going to modify my idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the deployment of the van to use a jump boost to get to the window, but I'm going to use my hover vernier to basically make it so that I'm just hanging on to it, you know, from the side, not actually breaking through it.
Okay.
Okay. You do you.
Do the windows open?
Sure. No, actually, the windows aren't open because this is a hospital. They don't generally leave the windows open.
Yeah.
Right. But they do open.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Okay.
Let's see. You guys could have gotten the room number from the hospital. That's not a big deal.
Right.
Sure. You are both hovering outside of the window, looking into Superior's room. You see the stand. You see, basically
I'm
you
going through the door.
You've gone through the door. You're walking up there. You get up there just about as time as the two of them outside see. Eventually, see you guys sort of see what looks like a crowd outside the room. Eventually, as you get up there, you see somebody shove aside a nurse and basically storm through the door. You recognize Anderson as he's storming through the door.
Right, forcing
At
the
this
window
point,
open.
I unlock the window and open it with move object. Let's not be hasty.
I do believe, good sir, that we had an agreement.
I'm not aware of one. I'm aware of that. I agree that I was not going to stop you from moving her where you moved her, and that I would not interfere with her being moved to the hospital. I didn't say anything about not taking her from the hospital and taking her to the vault.
I'm going to try and
There
make
was the
my way through
agreement
crowd.
that she was to be granted amnesty, and you are in violation of that.
He shrugs.
I'm gonna try and force
You
my way
know
through
this
the
could
crowd.
go really, really wrong for everyone involved.
I'm going to try and force my way through the crowd.
You are give me an athletics roll.
Okay, let me see here. Oh, that's actually I never had to. I don't think I've had to use this one before, but
Remember, correctly, you're pretty good at it.
yeah, 17.
Yeah, you can easily force your way through.
All right.
You're
I'm going to activate my shield as I move through them.
Okay, cool. You are now standing behind Agent Anderson.
I'm going to grab him by the shoulder,
Yep.
and I'm going to grab him by the collar,
Yep.
and I'm going to throw him up against the wall.
Okay. Sure. You do that. He sort of goes.
I understand that this is your jurisdiction. I understand that you run things around here. But let me tell you something. You do not have legal rights to take this person into custody. And if you try to do so, not only will I get you brought up on charges of assaulting that nurse you shoved out of the way, I will have you brought up on false arrest. And I'm going to use the full authority that gives me to kick your ass and kick you out of here.
Sophia golf claps.
He's got his scary face on. I wouldn't test him.
Honestly, you should give me an intimidation check for that,
Right.
and add +5 to it.
Okay, well, this is just the regular. 28.
Yeah. You needed that to have any effect on Anderson. He is a very strong-willed individual. He sort of looks at you, crosses his arm. He basically sort of, let go of me. So, let go. You are determined, then, to make sure this criminal, this
Person who saved everyone here.
I'm going to actually use an insight check on him, because I want to determine if there is something other than a sense of duty that he is doing this for.
Sure.
I'd like to do that as well, actually.
Go for it.
I kind of want to hero point that.
Go for it.
22.
All right.
17.
All right. Honestly, Aaron, you are. He really. It really is. Really, just does seem like a purely just. He's motivated by the fact that he really considers Superion a massive threat, and you get the impression that he's willing to tank his own career to do this.
Mm.
Great. A suicidal zealot.
Mr. Anderson, if you consider the repercussions across the board here, it's going to make it impossible to have any dealings with any villains at all. You're not going to be able to work or rehabilitate any. No one's going to want to turn state's witness against compatriots. You're shooting yourself in the neck here.
And you're going to prevent people like her, but who use their powers for the right reasons, from doing what they can. This has happened before. If you take this step, you're not just going to jeopardize your career. You're going to jeopardize the entire organization. And we're going to go back to being random rogues who nobody trusts. And we're not going to be able to stop people like her from doing anything again.
If it was anyone but Superiona, I would understand your motivation. But you know what she's done. I mean,
It's not like we're dealing with an Archon or a Von Toten here. She's bad, but she's not the worst. And that she's proven that she's willing to step up for the defense of the planet.
He sort of straightens his coat.
I'll let him go at this point.
Yeah, okay. At that point, he straightens his coat. Very well. I think you are making a colossal mistake, but you have made a couple of valid points. I think the pros significantly outweigh the cons in this situation. That said, all right, boys, let's go. He walks out, sort of shaking his head.
I will deactivate my shield.
So is your boss on the East Coast as much of a hard ass as him?
No,
Thankfully
not at
not.
all. He's actually a pretty stand-up guy. Bit
He's the one who arranged for Superion to help
flat,
us out.
but
Oh,
He
you
helped.
have my envy.
He helped arrange for Superion to help us out.
Oh, wonderful.
You hear a chuckle from the bed.
How much of
this
that?
is all a dream.
I'm going to say, how much of that were you awake for?
Pretty much shortly after you started shouting. Oh, everything hurts.
Yeah, that's what Apex said.
Good. I mean, all things considered. I love it when officious pricks like him get told. Oh, I shouldn't laugh. That hurt.
Yeah.
Oh.
You, my dear, are particularly resistant to any kind of thaumaturgical aid.
Huh?
Magic doesn't work well on you, even if he's trying to help you.
No, magic doesn't work very well on me now, not at all. Ah. Wow. So he was seriously going to drag me off to the vault.
Yep.
Can't say I really
Yeah.
blame him, given my history.
Yeah,
Well, we made a deal, and we stick with our deals.
Good to
indeed.
know. Good to know.
I'm going to find a chair and plop down in it.
I don't think there's a chair that can support Sophia's weight. Words.
Dr. Arcane has the same problem. It's like, there's one chair. It will only support my weight. Ha ha ha.
I
That's
confess,
okay. I can float there and relax that way.
well, I'm conscious at least. That's something. How long have I been out?
A couple
about
hours.
4 hours.
Oof. I have to say, it's nice seeing the interior of an American hospital and not be under armed guard. Means I don't have to bust my way out of here. Well, hurt. That's definitely a plus.
Oh, to be fair, it should probably be under armed guard anyway, but they let you leave under. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. Ow. And there are cops outside.
But yeah, we did well. You had a everything went off without a hitch. It was
good.
as without a hitch as it was going to.
That's putting it a little bit positively.
No one died.
No one died.
That's good.
No one was.
Everyone's projected to make a full recovery.
Good.
This is actually better than my projections. So yeah, I'm pretty positive about this.
Good. Ay, ay, ay.
And for what it's worth, madam, I wanted to say thank you.
Ah. You're welcome. Who are you?
I'm Sophia. I'm a hero from around this area.
Ah, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. I probably shouldn't move around too much.
No, would you like us to get the nurse?
Nah, I'm not sure what they could really do at this point.
I wonder if she has a chart on her bed. Does she?
I was actually going to check for that.
There is a chart.
Does it have question marks drawn all over it?
There are a fair amount of a fair amount of sort of what? Yeah, there are a fair number of them. Basically, yes.
I like to imagine that the chart just devolves into several games of tic-tac-toe.
No, honestly, it's basically sort of a lot of medical jargon that boils down to they were apparently able to eventually figure out a way to take her pulse. They were monitoring her EKG was easy. They've got basically all these sort of the classic sort of medical sensors that they use work because it's monitoring electrical impulses in the body. That works fine. But she doesn't really have an IV. She doesn't have an IV drip. They don't really have anything that can do that. Yeah, there's no morphine drip or anything like that.
Right.
Right.
If I may, do you have any medical facilities for yourself where you live?
Very basic ones. There are there are a few constraints to medical treatment for someone with someone for me.
I understand. I just figured
bulletproof skin has a lot of advantages, but a few disadvantages.
Of course. I just figured your home area would be a little more familiar with treating you.
Well, I really don't generally get in this kind of shape.
Fair enough.
This is pretty rare. I have no idea how they're going to...
Would you like an aspirin?
Something like that would be good. Yeah, now that I'm conscious, hopefully. Yeah, actually, a nurse would be good. Now that I'm conscious, I can probably take pills.
I shall acquire one.
You shall acquire a nurse, because that is a possession.
There was one that was just outside the room.
Yeah, actually, a nurse does poke her head in, and she says, "The patient's awake?"
Yes.
Oh, excellent. So she comes and does the whole pain scale thing, On a scale of 1...
I didn't know there was a pain scale!
Honestly, that's sort of what although Superion actually has been injured badly in the past.
Right.
Like the last time she tangled with Apex.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, on a scale of 1 to 10.
10.
6.5. This isn't as bad as the time I got eaten by the Thresher Maw.
Honestly, she's probably an 8.5, going by sort of the typical scale. I don't think oh yeah. Ow. She looks at her and says, "Do you know of any?" So she goes through the. Now that you're conscious, do you know of any sort of is there any sort of medication you're allergic to? Not that I'm aware of. Yeah, that makes sense. That is in fact that is in fact what the pain scale is. How it's set up. It is from sad face to happy face.
She's making a fairly sad face right now.
It's definitively a grimace. In between occasional sort of when she's sort of joking a bit, she grins, but it quickly fades into the ow, God, ow.
It hurts to laugh.
Yeah, the hurt to laugh bit is sort of the oh God, why'd I do that?
My face hurts. I can't smile.
Well, you know, it's
That makes me sad.
it's kind of hard to laugh also when you've got broken ribs and such.
Yeah.
So the nurse bustles out and comes back in with some oral analgesics, oral painkillers, which are
I'm studying pharmacy. I understood it.
yeah. Well, I was just mangling saying analgesic.
Oh no, sir. It's an analgesic. You put it in your mouth.
Zenith is basically spot on. Yes, Vicodin it away. So Ray Anderson takes that.
Time for the happy tablets.
Yeah. Takes a couple pills, drink some water, lies back, and goes, oh, thanks for you guys' quick thinking when I got Apex to the ground.
Oh, no worries. We were prepared.
It looked that way. Wow. This stuff works
Dr.
quickly.
Arcane was...
But yeah, it was pretty clear pretty quickly that I really, I wasn't really able to snatch them off his head. I'm actually quicker than he is, last I checked.
It turned out that the Skrix mind thing had more or less shut off his ability to feel pain.
That cheating bastard.
To be fair,
Probably
it wasn't
they
by
were.
his own will.
They were probably also instructing him to defend his head at all costs.
Oh, I see a gap in the chat.
Yay, Gav has returned.
Ah, his alarm apparently didn't actually wake him up.
I hate it when that happens.
That's every time I use my alarm, so I don't use my alarm.
I've had times where I've been so tired my alarm has gone off and it's just been incorporated into my dream for 6 hours.
Oh. I have mastered the art of shutting off the alarm in my sleep.
I have mastered the art of never fully waking up.
You play very well, considering you're not fully awake at the moment.
Let's see here.
But yes,
Cav needs a
Gav
wizard
needs
to
a wizard to
enter
enter
his
his
dreams
dreams
too.
too.
I have mastered the art of being able to get out of bed, turn my alarm off, reply to texts, post on Twitter, go back to sleep without even noticing.
That, sir, is impressive.
yeah, not the skill I'd want to have, but it's definitely a skill.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is I've got the same ringtone for my alarm as my actual ringtone. So when my boss is ringing me at like half an hour without, after I should be at work, I'm just like, off. Oh. On my way.
Oh dear. So why don't you guys catch Gav up on what's happened?
Well, let's see. We, recovered basically from the victorious battle, and then, Apex...
Anderson's an asshole.
Anderson, the, agent...
I just caught the end of that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, he tried to have Superion taken away to the vault, and we were like, no, we've got, this things that she's got amnesty and stuff.
Fuck you,
We just had the confrontation with him in the hospital to prevent him from trying to take her away. You are with Raptor, whatever.
Raptora. You both are actually here. As an aside, Raptora actually will approach you, Errant, at this point.
Okay.
She sort of leans in and says, "You did that about you said exactly what I was thinking. Thank you. I really was hoping I'd have a chance. I love getting to say things like that to to Anderson. God, he's an asshole."
I think we might want to petition for a new head agent of the area.
Well, he's an asshole, but he's really good at his job.
The other thing, Gab, that happened was that Hiveminder was still hooked into the device, and the amount of focus he was putting into broadcasting the jamming signal actually put him in a catatonic state. So we did a bit of stuff where Dr. Arcane did a ritual so he could walk into his mind while he was like dreaming.
Going into Hive Minder's mind.
It was fairly normal.
Which was the problem.
Yeah. So eventually, we found out what we had to do, which was essentially to go through the shutdown sequence while Sophia monitored the equipment, and Dr. Arcane did some Healy magic to make sure that his vital signs remained stable while it was happening. And so he's out of it now, but it was, a little hiccup in getting him back to normal.
I am amused that Hive Minder's brain has a shutdown and startup sequence. I kind of imagine hearing the Windows sound every time he wakes up.
Birding. So yeah, here we are in a Superior's hospital room. And considering the amount of people who are wearing armor, I think it's a little crowded.
Yeah.
Well,
as an aside, as John hears that, he's gonna lean over to the doc. So you can project yourself into people's minds.
Requires a pretty complex ritual.
Okay. Don't do that to me.
Into dreams.
Don't do that to me.
Don't do that to me.
Okay. Well, assuming you're not caught in some.
No, he grabs his shoulder. He grabs his shoulder. Literally goes eye to eye. Don't do that to me.
Okay. Wasn't planning on it. Like I said, it's a pretty complicated ritual. It's not something you'd want to take lightly.
The only thing is, I don't know who it's more dangerous for in my mind, you or me.
Well, it's always some risk to dreams walking of
No.
any sort. No, I understand what you're saying. Don't worry.
I like to imagine that John has a dreamscape like Sasha 9 in Psychonauts. It's just a cube.
It's more the fact that I don't really want to have to think of a backstory on the fly with
It is a cube.
It's like a kaleidoscope.
Giant locked safe.
It's like a kaleidoscope, and as you turn it, he becomes a different person with each image.
That's good. I like
That's
that.
a good one, actually.
that is good. I like it, definitely. And very John.
All right, so I guess our plan right now is we were going to, before all the stuff with Hiveminder found out, we were just going to basically wait until everyone was feeling less ow, 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 to talk with Apex and find out what we could about how the situation stands and what to do about all the remaining devices, see if we can find them and such.
Actually, that gives me an idea. I'm going to turn to the nurse and I'm going to ask if Apex was admitted into this hospital.
Yes, he was. He is currently. He's currently medicated for pain and such. He's not. We can't allow him to have any visitors right now.
Damn it.
You wouldn't be able to get much out of him. Unlike Superion, we're able to set up a morphine drip for him. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
She sort of shrugs.
I understand. Don't worry.
Superion is a little bit loopy right now, also. Given that she's just taking some Vicodin, she's like,
There's lots of dots on the ceiling.
These tablets, I like them. Another.
What is she, Thor?
No. Oh, also, someone in the chat asked, well, why didn't she just lightning the crap out of Apex then? She was doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't do the job of getting the things off his head.
Apex is a tough son of a bitch.
Yes.
I'm just going to take note of what room Apex is in for later reference. But
the nurse will tell you what room she's in, yes.
Alright, next one.
I love the idea of this entire hospital just filled with fucking superheroes.
Well,
Imagine
there
this one-
are, let's see, 4, 5, 6 superheroes in the hospital right now.
Imagine this
And
is
one
like
super
one dude
neutral.
there's like one dude on the desk now. He's like, I wasn't even supposed to be here today.
Yeah, there are 6 superheroes and 1 supervillain in the hospital right now.
I'm going for more of a super neutral myself.
No,
but
she's
that's me.
Given her history, she's definitely technically a supervillain.
Fine.
Maybe not on the blacker end of the spectrum, but yeah.
Yeah, she's somewhere in the Catwoman category right now.
That's kind of a way of putting it.
Moving in that direction, I would accept, but
Yeah.
Maybe
Catwoman did a lot less damage.
Yeah.
Mostly because she was capable of a lot less damage.
Yeah.
She just liked the shiny things.
All right. Well, I guess then for tonight in universe, there's not much else we can do. So I guess we should turn in.
Bye.
Goodbye, Superion. Rest well. And I'm going to turn
Thanks
to
for
the
telling
nurse.
off that officious prick. That was funny.
Anytime. Speaking of which, I'm going to turn to the nurse and I'm going to tell her if he or any of his goons come back, let me know. You can reach me at this number.
Aaron's going to pause when he hears that, and he's going to sit back down.
Spirit sort of looks over and says, "Oh, you think he might come back? Huh? He might."
Think of it as an encore.
She looks up at the TV and says, "Hey, does that TV like get movies and stuff?"
I'm going to hand her the remote. I don't know.
Ooh, buttons.
Yes, those are buttons.
She turns the TV on.
He's going to kind of like clench his eyes shut and then blink them open. What the hell just happened?
Oh.
I just sucked in the chat.
Yeah.
I don't think that hospitals get that.
No. This is the first class ward.
She sort of leans back and sort of says, "I need something that I don't have to focus too much on. This Vicodin is doing a real number on me, which is a good thing because I'm not in pain." She actually seems to be grinning through that.
Yes.
She is tripping off her tits.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm exhausted. Let's all go. Aaron, are you going to be okay here? Well, you know to reach us if there's issues.
She looks over at Aaron and says, "Hey, Aaron, you don't have to stay. Even in this state, if Anderson shows back up, I can handle myself."
I'm not doing
Honestly,
it.
I can believe that.
I'm not doing it to protect you. One way or another.
Oh, yeah, you
You
actually...
can't be causing a scene.
Yeah, fair enough. Also, you probably should protect him from me.
I can imagine anyone in that room hearing Superion laugh like that has just had the scare of their life.
Sophia's just smiling at it. She approves. She hates her boss.
Wouldn't be much of a fight, though. Oh, I don't know. Anderson's got a rep as a fairly tough cookie. Might be interesting. Not really. Probably shouldn't exert myself in this state.
I would prefer if you didn't turn him into a puddle of goop.
I wouldn't do that. That's... he couldn't learn from that, then.
I'm going to kind of turn to them and say, I think that you see my... To the others and say, I think that you see my point now.
Yeah. Sophia says, I
Nicktoons.
like her. I like her.
I'm going to look at the screen and say... Hang on. Alright, wait, I'm going to say
To be
this.
fair, a superhero or villain probably would watch cartoons because it's the only time you see anybody on TV you can relate to.
I was going to suggest MST, but okay.
I think I can cope with this. It doesn't make any sense, but it doesn't have to.
I'm gonna look at the screen and say, is that a sponge with a face?
No.
I think it is.
Yeah, well, at least not ponies.
Damn it! I want to smash the TV now.
Don't even think about it.
I'm not going to.
I know.
But I want to. I hate the fucking show.
You know, I think it's the pills I think it's the pills, but I'm actually kind of enjoying this.
I guarantee that's the reason. And Sophia walks out before she breaks the TV.
Rage. 20-hour continuous SpongeBob
Pure hell.
ending with the movie.
That
Oh,
was
right, there was a SpongeBob movie, wasn't there?
God
was-
damn
I
you,
did not need to
Hasselhoff.
learn that.
yeah. In comparison to the show, even it was quite forgettable, actually.
Yeah, put it this way, this is unforgettable. Hasselhoff references it in Piranha 3 Double D.
Oh dear lord.
Yeah.
Aaron's going to kind of, settle down in the chair and put his head down.
Actually, that reminds me of something. Well, I don't know if... Actually, no. Sophia's going to turn to Dr. Arcane, assuming that he's also left.
Mhm.
And she's going to ask for the communicator sequence that you folks use for the sake of easy communication for the time that you're here.
Sure. Blah, 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 blah. And frequency is za.
Zah.
Program that into RISC computer. Thank you.
Now, I don't know about you lot, but I'm starving and exhausted.
Well, I can certainly settle one of those issues.
And she randomly pulls out a burger.
No, that's not the
now
issue.
there's a superpower.
That's a
That would
mighty
be the
superpower.
most. That would be the most popular superhero ever.
I'm
Yeah, for
pretty
the
sure
time this
that
thing, you're on
hero-
your own.
I'm pretty sure that hero already exists. His name is Ronald.
Those are burgers.
Well played.
Yes, well played, sir.
That's what they call them.
Popular opinion and all.
Snowflame's a super villain.
Snowflame!
He's just awesome.
Also technically dead.
Long dead.
He died in the one issue he was in.
Actually, I just
Snowflame
realized.
can't be killed. He simply does more super cocaine.
Actually, I just realized there's a problem with Aaron staying behind with Superiana. There's no one to drive the car.
No, technically, John can.
You can. Yeah. You,
I thought I was with Raptora.
Right. Well,
Well,
if
you're with us. You're with them in the hospital. You don't
Oh, in
have
the
to
hospital,
go back
okay.
with them. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I forgot that John,
John could drive.
I forgot. I'm sorry.
All those years
God.
of taking cabs, he learned.
and the thing is, he did. John has jack of all trades.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that that's how John came about being a master of languages and driving, just hanging around the various cab drivers of New York.
Awesome.
You have French
I
cab
know
drivers?
200,000 swear words.
I've written a song that uses 80% of them.
Well, yeah. Given John's intelligence and eidetic memory and talent for languages, it makes perfect sense.
In a headache-inducing manner, yes.
All right. So I believe the plan is that those three will go to Sophia's place, and I'm going to sleep in a chair.
Mhm. Good luck with that.
Yeah. All
I'm
right,
gonna
so
go
you
find
got-
one of those things we call a bed.
Yeah. So yeah. As you guys are leaving, Raptora basically says it was interesting meeting you, John.
It's just looking at
Yeah.
That about sums it up, don't it?
Yeah.
Nice to see you again, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you too, Sophia. Yeah. You guys did good work. I'm gonna go patrol the streets and such. I'm gonna take my plane back and put it back in the hangar and then patrol. Take care.
Just as she's walking out, John's gonna pass her the team doesn't know that he's had business cards printed up with the team number on them.
She sort of looks at it and goes,
Just in case.
Okay. She tucks it into a belt pouch and waves as she walks up to her plane.
Here's my personal number.
That's about as close as you're ever going to get to John making a friend. It's only because it's just somebody who's as paranoid as he is.
Good hunting.
He respects it.
Indeed. And she gets into her plane and flies off. Whoosh.
Meow.
All right, so the three of you, you guys go back to Sophia's place. Where
It is a cave with all kinds of machinery.
Okay. Eventually, a nurse does actually sort of ask Aaron if he'd like a cot. She can set one up.
Sure.
Put it right in front of the door so no one can enter.
He lies across the door.
There are problems with that.
Yeah.
I don't think the hospital staff would actually say yes to that.
Yeah.
They'd be like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, after several different cartoons, Superion actually eventually dozes off. It is not a SpongeBob marathon because, yeah.
Oh, thank pork.
It is Nicktoons, but it goes through a bunch of different stuff.
Well, Nick at Night eventually comes on.
Actually, you're probably at it. It probably isn't. It probably like SpongeBob is the last thing before Nick at Night. So yeah, given the time of day it is.
Superion is watching the Beverly Hillbillies.
Well,
I just wish this were set in the time when Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was on Nick at Night.
Wait, you mean
Who
there's
says
somewhere
it
that
can't
doesn't?
be?
There's somewhere in the world that doesn't show the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Not on Nick at Night.
Oh.
It's been a few years.
Yes.
It's been a few years since it was on Nick at Night.
Oh, Nick, I'm gonna post you a link. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but I'll for later.
I'm pretty sure it's been like it's on like TV and land and stuff still.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okie dokie. So,
yeah, we're gonna sleep.
you guys sleep.
Sophia sets up some inflatable mattresses for her guests.
Yay!
With hand pumps. No.
No, she's cheap. She has the auto-inflating type.
All right. Sleep happens. Nothing bad. Agent Anderson does not return to the hospital.
Good, because I was actually really close to just holding him out the window. Then jumping out and just floating down with him. It's
Well,
like,
I
no.
just wanted to give you a free ride.
It's like, no, I'm going to get you away from her.
But yeah, long story short, between that last confrontation and then the higher ups calling him and basically chewing him out.
Yeah.
After Smith basically called him and said, "You guys have to rein in Anderson. He's gonna do things that are really bad for policy."
Mm-hmm. Do what the Flash does: drop them out the window and then catch them.
Great interrogation.
I can't quite do that, no.
No, you're not that fast. I mean, Doc could probably do something like that. You know, drop them and then catch them at the end with move object. All right. So it is the next day. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I guess we're gonna see if Apex is good to talk.
that
he
was
actually
gonna be my first
in the late late morning he definitely is. Actually, in the morning you wake up and you notice Superion is awake. She she seems to have propped herself up in the bed. Actually, it's probably one of those beds that actually can elevate themselves. She seems to have elevated herself a bit, sort of sitting up a bit more. She looks and says, "Ah, you're awake. You know, you really. I understand why you stayed, but you really didn't have to. I don't think Anderson would have been dumb enough to come back at that point. I assume one of you guys called Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. He probably reined him in. Or called his bosses to rein him in. And there are one or two higher-ups in the NSEA who could probably have physically done something about it if need be. Oh, there are a fair number of people. There are a number of people with powers who've joined the NSEA. And some of them are fairly tough customers. I should know.
I see.
That said, I do appreciate the thought. I mean, I really do. Thanks.
Well, you went above and beyond to fulfill your side of the agreement, so I did as well.
Yeah, well. The company helped too, I'll admit.
By the way, Apex says your punches hurt more than they did before.
Ow. Well, the training did work then. Good.
You ever been beat up as badly as you were yesterday?
Not for a long time. Not since I was much younger. Probably the last time I was beaten up this badly was when I was probably about maybe 13 or 14.
How long did it take you to recover?
Honestly, till I got back to full strength. A few weeks, maybe a month. I really had no concept of how tough I. Honestly, at that point, I basically thought I was completely invincible. Picked a fight with the wrong hero. I use the term hero kind of loosely too.
Who was it?
Oh dear God! I gotta.
you fell into the trap.
No, I do have a name. I just gotta find it. I forgot.
You remember, but you don't remember.
I remember. It's like I know I wrote this down somewhere.
And he can't log into City of Heroes to check anymore.
No, it wasn't a City of Heroes character.
You said something sad on.
Yeah. God, who was that?
It'd be quite funny if it was Berkelak.
No, she's never fought Berkelak. He's on the list of people she'd like to actually have a dust up with.
Incidentally, are there any news reports of dragons in the middle of the park?
Nope. Berkelak has.
Well, from what I recall, Berkelak was going to travel to Star City first, so.
Yeah, well, he wasn't going to bring a dragon out unless he actually was needed.
Right.
Oh, there he is. Shadow Flame.
Huh. Is he still active?
Nope.
As
Nope.
in retired or dead?
No. Last you heard, he's actually in the vault.
Oh.
I saw that coming.
Yeah. She said, use the term hero loosely. You're like Shadow Flame. You're like,
Right.
wait, is it? It's like, oh, crazed vigilante.
Shadow Flame needs no laws.
Philomesis has got it in the chat. Has got it spot on. Iron Age guy. Yeah, completely. Something along the lines of sort of the Punisher's attitude, but with actual superpowers.
Ooh.
Oh.
That could be deadly.
Yes, it was on numerous occasions.
He has fists on his fists.
And Superion, at the age of 14, survived.
Fists on his fists.
He doesn't have fists. There are only fists. What?
He has biceps on his biceps.
Does he have a fist that shoots swords?
No, he has a fist that shoot fists.
He has a fist that shoots guns that shoots fists.
Oh my god, I just looked at the link.
Night fist.
Wow.
He has fists on his fists!
That's
Awesome.
hilarious.
And quite possibly the most superfluous chain I have ever seen.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Night fist.
I have to get this into the recording just because it's that good. All right, add capture.
What the hell is
It's
this?
the it's the Urukai shield, isn't it, from Lord of the Rings, but with fists instead of spikes.
Yeah. He's not quite Iron Agey enough, though. He needs giant spiky shoulder pads and pouches everywhere.
Actually, let me look at this again. However, you cannot clearly see his feet.
This is true. Well, that just means it was drawn by Liefeld.
Yeah, it could be a Liefeld.
Exactly.
No, it's not Liefeld. It's the rest of him is too physically possible.
I'm just trying to figure out exactly what's going on with the one with the metal fist that's strapped over his our left arm. Because if you look at the other one, it seems like the shield fits comfortably around the knuckles.
Yeah,
And
Right.
so it's
The
like,
other one,
is he?
he's pointing.
Yeah, and his finger goes around it. So it's like, did he like twist his wrist around it, or is the other one put on loosely, or?
Ow.
It has a special function that allows him to point with ominousness.
Perhaps the chain is to tangle any attempts to kick him in the crotch.
Hey, that's genius, to be honest.
That could work.
That
if it
chain,
were a
the
bit
chain though,
tighter.
dear lord. Yeah, he loosed it. D-Man's right. He loosed it by the power of bad art.
Yeah, man.
Ah.
Right?
Oh, he's from Hitman. When DC tried to rip off Image. No, he's not. It's not a Liefeld drawing. As I said, it's too not
physically possible.
It's not bad enough, and there aren't enough shortcuts taken in it either.
Yeah.
That's
Far
true.
too anatomically correct.
Well, it's not anatomically correct, but
The only question we've had about is that wrist thing. Whereas, how does he physically live?
at any rate, yeah. So yeah. But yeah, she mentioned that she tangled with Shadow Flame when she was young, and it did not go well for her. She made it alive, mostly because she can fly and he couldn't.
Ah!
Yeah, that would do it.
So yeah, she engaged. As she said, "I engaged plan. Run the fuck away."
A solid plan.
So what did you do? Just retreat into hiding until you could recover?
Pretty much. Yeah, I found an abandoned building and holed up there. That was before I actually made enough money to actually, buy my own places and stuff. I was living on the streets most of that time. That was after I got kicked out of the orphanage. When you have powers like mine, a really bad temper, and, are picked on constantly for being weird, for looking weird, it doesn't tend to go well. Technically speaking, I don't think they technically kicked me out. I kind of left. They would have, though, eventually. Either that or routed me off to juvie or something like that.
It would have been a real career starter.
So that's why you like money so much.
Among other reasons. You can buy stuff with it. Buying stuff's good. Stuff is fun. I like stuff. I've read the pop psychologists in the papers sort of postulating about that sort of thing. Bits of my background have leaked out over the years. Sort of oh, she didn't have any. She grew up on the streets and such. That's why she has pathological need for money. I don't know if it's pathological. I just like having money, and it was an easy way to get it at the time.
Oh, you're a figure of public intrigue.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was a bit of a problem. I was. I do have to say I've mellowed, I guess, in my older age as I've gotten older. Honestly, it's more that I've gotten a better grip of my temper.
Oh.
Also, accidentally killing a couple of people generally, is an eye opener. Did not my own strength when I was younger, not even remotely.
Oh. Sometimes having the right person to look after you when you're young can make a big difference.
So I've heard. She shrugs. It's that whole nature versus nurture thing. I don't know. It is what it is. Can't complain too much. I've enjoyed my life, for the most part.
Before we put the plan into action, I thought that should all things work out, I get to say something along the lines of, "This changes nothing, and if you do something stupid again, it doesn't matter how much stronger than me you are. I'm gonna try to stop you, and I'll take you down." That part of it still stands.
Ow.
But I think that we can agree that it's going to be a little difficult to see you entirely as an enemy 100% of the time.
Back at you, Aaron. Honestly, I really haven't done much in the way of, outside of that whole busting the Atlanteans out of jail thing. But honestly, it takes a lot of money to get me to do something along those lines these days. I've got a lot already. I guess I mostly did that one because I was bored. I fought basically everybody I want to fight, outside of Berkelak, really.
I'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, Berkelak, the property damage might have to, maybe we were to fight somewhere where there wasn't anybody, so we didn't actually get anybody else hurt.
Aaron's realizing that now he has a connection to both of these people who want to fight each other and are willing to make compromises to make this happen.
Sell tickets. I was just gonna say that.
All right, the rest of you guys arrive at the hospital roundabout now. Yeah. It's something for the future. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe you just need a hobby.
Maybe. But I like fighting. It's fun. Well, yeah. I'll admit, this wasn't as much fun as it could have been. Ow. Oh.
So I guess has everyone showed up yet?
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum.
All right.
Oh,
we still have
Sophia
work
will
to do.
greet both Errant and Superion.
The rest of the crew's here. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We got work to do.
Yeah. Would you send the nurse in? I think it's time for more Vicodin.
Get some rest and try to behave.
Oh, I will.
And I guess we'll go find out if we can see Apex now.
Yep, you can.
Sweet.
You guys go in to see Apex, and he sort of looks up and says, "Oh, hey, how you guys doing?"
I'm sorry, I just saw something that I like in the chat. Earth 2 Superion is a superhero raised by Berkelak, and Errant is a super merc a la Deathstroke. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so yeah,
Apex is looking a lot better than he did yesterday.
that's good.
He sort of sits up and goes, "Oh, hey guys, how you guys doing?"
Hello. Hello. Oh, you
Hello.
see-
Good to see you're doing
well,
better.
all things considered.
I heal pretty quickly. He shrugs.
We need to make sure that we can run damage control as efficiently as we can.
Ah, yeah.
Let's do so.
Yeah, you mentioned a base, and that's where the rest of the devices are being kept. The aliens probably know where that is, so we should
Ooh,
probably
that's a
deal
good-
with that very quickly.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Yeah, all right, let's go do that. He sort of swings his feet out of bed and starts pulling off. You know, he pulls out the. He starts pulling out the IV drips and. And such.
Is there like someone? Is there some sort of medical personnel?
A nurse sort of walks in and goes, I don't think you should be doing this. I'll be fine.
I'm kind of just gonna shrug.
Hold yourself, mortal woman. There are crimes afoot.
He sort of stands up, looks around, looks at the hospital gown he's wearing, sighs, sits back down, looks back at the nurse. Do you know where my costume is? She looks at him, sighs. I'll go get it.
I don't know. A big A on the front of a bare-ass medical robe would be very funny.
He just takes a magic marker and draws one on. Takes the bed sheets and wraps them around his cape.
Problem is we have to follow him there and just see the whole thing flapping, get a perfect view of things we'd rather not.
I won't stand behind you, but I'll stand beside you. While we're waiting on that, I'm going to ask how much he remembers because of the whole.
Yeah. All right. I know that there was at least how many of them did you actually stop yesterday and get the devices off of?
What, a half dozen? Well, in addition to however many that John and Raptor took out.
Raptora and John took out another one, so there were, I believe, 5 at the park.
Mm-hmm. That's
So-
6 total. Not
Plus,
counting.
plus is, yeah.
Yeah, Bulldog, Sonique, Nautican, Iron Shot, and Hyperion.
Yep. It's like, okay, so beyond that, I know that I gave out some more. I think I actually gave a couple sets to someone in that group who handed them out. I think I gave a couple sets to Hyperion to give it to hand out. I don't know if he still has them or not, or if he actually handed those out. And there was at least one. There was one other hero I actually set up with. I actually put them on. One by the name of Raptora.
Son of a fuck.
Wait, what?
Gav, you remember
Yeah.
that you actually did scan her, and you did see she didn't have them on.
But she also declined them any knowledge of them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, John's went back into investigation mode, and this time he's taking a can of WD-40.
Oh god.
Oh,
He
no.
just found the #1 way of how to give John an obsession.
The one time he doesn't dig deep. Did you give them possibly to any non-heroes?
No, I hadn't gotten to the stage where I was planning on going after a few villains I think I could pull it off with, but I didn't get to that stage yet.
Well, one of the things that occurred to me when we came out here is that you might try to find someone who could reproduce them on a massive scale.
Yeah, that was the next step in my plan. I was planning on. There's a scientist I'm friendly with at a local manufacturing at a local electronics lab. I don't remember putting any on him, but I suppose it's possible given the fact my memory is a little bit shaky still that I did, but I don't think I did.
Well, things aren't as bad as they could be then. Well, we need to make sure that we can account for as many of these as we can. So I guess that we could go and see, well, both of those. Two.
Yeah. Should probably ask Hyperion. Actually, oh, there's a nurse with my costume. Excellent.
And there's
Yay!
He opens up one of the pouches on his belt. He's got a couple and pulls out a cell phone. Flips open a cell phone, dials. Hey, Hyperion, it's Apex. Yeah, I'm doing much better. Yeah. You at your base? Excellent. Check to make sure you still got those things I gave you. Ah, you did? Great. That's good news. All right. Yeah, some of the guys from the East Coast probably swing by just to double check, but yeah, okay, cool. Yep, talk to you later, man. Yeah, he still had them at the base. He hadn't handed them out yet, and he destroyed them.
Oh, that's good.
So I guess that just leaves one.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to look look over at John.
John's already gone.
Oh.
So you look over at John.
I'm going to look over to
I
where
hate it
John
when he
was.
does that.
I'm going to look to where John was then.
Yeah.
Well, it seems that.
Weren't there more of you in the room just a second ago?
Yes.
Dude's walking.
God, I swear to God, that's like every time I finish a conversation with Raptora, she does the exact same thing.
Every city's got one.
Actually, a few people who look at me say that since I wear black, they expect me to do it all the time.
Huh.
I like it, Philomise.
I don't know if John can disguise up breasts.
All right, so how about this? Apex pulled out some from his belt. Does he still have some in his base?
Will he have to go at Apex's base?
Yeah,
he thinks so, but he have to go back there first.
right. Okay. Well, I guess we're just
he should.
we're just gonna have to, I guess, make sure to account for all these as many of these as possible. I guess whenever he gets back to his base, we will ask him to, check in with us so that we know that they're dealt with, or if there is a problem. And so I guess then, other than that, just the last thing we know of, we're gonna have to go work on now.
Right. So he basically says, all right, so there's no way I can contact you, so I can let you know.
Yeah, we'll give him our contact information.
Okay. Alrighty.
And I guess then we're gonna go follow John.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping to actually go to Apex's base, but oh well.
I think you might have been a little reluctant about that.
I can still ask.
Well, you can still ask.
Yeah, but we all know it's not going to go anywhere because I would be splitting the party.
What you mean? The way John already's done?
Yeah.
That's why I'm already following him.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of you know where her base is?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I did actually let you know last time out. I radioed in.
Ah, okay.
Remember when I was
yeah.
trying to convince you to come and help me, and you refused?
Because we had problems to deal with.
Like other superheroes that were punching us at the time.
And which has turned out to be the bigger threat, huh?
Apex!
Kinda, yeah. Actually, that actually kind of brings to mind a bit of a question. Would Sophia have kind of picked up an idea of where Raptaro's base would be just casually?
You know the rough area of town, probably.
Okay.
You'll know which way I'm going, and he's not well. Would he disguise himself? Not probably not until he gets like within a couple of blocks. Then again, if she's patrolling.
Well, it's
Yeah,
morning.
okay, I'm
It's
gonna
morning now, so she might not be patrolling.
Oh, she's a night patrolman, isn't she? Yeah.
She
Okay.
is.
Yeah. Then I'll just walk. In casuals.
All right.
You guys should be able to tell John in his disguises by now. God damn it.
Yeah, right.
Not me.
Sure. Yeah, that's obviously John right there. That's a cat, Doctor.
He rolled a natural 20 on his disguise.
Why is that lamppost walking?
I don't know.
He's just carrying a sign. I am a bush.
I've been waiting for the time where Mecha is going to set us into a Star Trek convention. John will have a field day.
John just vanishes.
It's like, we're looking for a Klingon. Wait, no, we're not.
No, that's what John does in his spare time. He goes to conventions and wins the most convincing costume contest.
No, we go to a Star Trek convention. We go, okay, we're looking for an Imperial stormtrooper.
No, he enters into the most realistic costume entries, and then they keep on mistaking him for the actual celebrity, so they disqualify him.
You know that urban legend story of Mick Jagger entered a Mick Jagger lookalike contest and came third. John came first.
I didn't know that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually true.
I know there was one of those for Dolly Parton.
Yeah. All right. So, John, I'm going to say this: the team, since you don't know exactly where you're going, won't get there first. John does.
Okay.
Right. I mean, if we get a fair distance and we lose sight of him, then I am going to call him.
All right. So, but while you're en route, you actually get a call, John.
Yeah.
Hello.
All right. Where are you going?
I'm going to go see about that lying bitch.
All right. Let me put it this way: where are we going in order to meet up with you?
Oh, you're coming too, are you? Well, hang on. Okay, the doc and the new girl can probably fly. You'll have to come up with me. Yeah, that's fine. I'll give him the address.
All right.
Except I can't actually fly.
Oh, can you not? Oh, okay.
No.
I can carry one of them.
You have a flying van.
We also have that.
I don't know what
Which
her parking space is like up there.
Fair enough.
That's a very valid point.
Given who she is, yeah, fair point.
So yeah, I guess we'll try and go find the place.
All right.
Although I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you where it is. You won't be coming in with me. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
All right. So a lot of you sort of end up in the right general area.
What is this building during the day? I remember what you said when it was at night.
It's an office building.
Just an office.
Yeah.
Any particular business company? Blah blah.
No, it's an office building. So there are a bunch of different companies in it.
Okay. I should be
This might be me overthinking the issue, but would John have an objection to carrying in a tracer for the time being? Yeah, I know what I'm asking.
Considering if it was one of the other guys, then probably yes, because he doesn't really know you, then no. He won't accept a tracer off somebody he doesn't know. Especially when he doesn't know who we can trust in this town.
Especially not now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sophia gives the doc the tracer, then the doc gives the tracer to John.
More like Sophia builds a tracer right on the spot because talents, and then passes it over.
Well, build your tracer. Just don't let John know you've built it and give it to Doc.
Yeah, that's pretty much
That'll
the
be,
idea.
that'll be. Okay, so we'll do it that way around. If he finds out, ooh, that'll be trouble.
What? I scanned it with magic. Not that that would have helped, but you don't know that.
So should we even bother with rolls for this?
No.
Okay.
He would accept it from the Doc.
All right, so Gav, you're going in. I assume you're disguising yourself as something.
Just some general office dude.
Fair enough.
He's disguising himself as Hideo Kojima on an on-location visit for inspiration.
All right, so you're disguised. Give me your roll.
It's +8, isn't it?
It's +8 to activate.
Yeah. I'll do.
And now your actual disguise roll with your big giant bonus. Yeah. You rolled a 6 and gets a 34. It's just that power's so awesome. Yeah. Best cosplayer ever.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Going to any anime convention with him has got to be hilarious.
All right, so all right, Gav, you head up to the floor where you went before.
Mm-hmm.
You find an opportunity to slip into the elevator shaft.
Yep. Jimmy Mully open.
Yes, D-Man, that's perfect. Magically transforms himself into Bill Lumberg.
I knew who that was.
Office Space, the boss.
Oh, right.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need you to do this really annoying thing. So, yeah.
See, I've never seen Office Space. I didn't know the character, but I know that impression. I know that skit.
Yeah. All right. So, and you head up the elevator shaft.
Mm-hmm.
You know there are cameras up there.
Yep. So that'll be a stealth check.
Yes, it would be.
Hopefully she's asleep.
Does Batman sleep?
Some.
No, but Bruce Wayne does.
All right. So you rolled a 15.
I'm gonna get into my little corner that I was in last time and try the door to see if it's actually any sort of movement.
All right. All right. You try the door. You do hear the whirring of the camera, and it sort of and then it stops. And then you hear the sound of of focusing stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm freezing.
And a little bit later, you hear a bit of a weary voice say, "Again."
Damn it.
You might want to hide in a different spot next time.
It's an elevator shaft. There's only so many spots I can hide in.
I know.
This is one of them.
I know. Why do you think I set the cameras up where I did? Hang on a minute. I'll let you in. Grab my mask. You hear her mumbling about grabbing her mask as the intercom cuts out. Eventually, the doors open, and you see Raptora wearing her mask, and then a very nice looking sort of dressing gown over sort of pajamas underneath. And she sort of waves you in. What is it, John?
Just a quick checkup. Basically, we've been talking to Apex. Now he's awake.
Uh-huh.
Kind of how last time I was here, I asked if he'd had any information about those communicator things that he'd been passing around.
Yeah.
And you kind of said no.
I did.
But at this point, John pulls his gun. Well, he says you did.
What? Oh, for fuck's sake. Hang on. Follow me.
Okay.
She
Gun's still out.
she's perfectly fine with that. She leads you into a large room with computers and stuff. All right. Yeah.
Thanks. Tony would love this place.
I'll assume that means something.
He's a penguin.
At any rate, yeah. You see, when you're asking about that, I don't have any knowledge of that because there's a rather annoying hole in my memory for about a day. So
This is information that could have been a little bit more useful.
you didn't need to know it, did you?
When we're
That would explain. Where is this stupid?
we're asking about heroes acting a little bit weird, and you lose a day, and you don't think that's relevant.
I've lost days before.
Well, me too, but there's usually been drinking beforehand.
She shrugs. Yeah, there's that box over there. She points over the box that has a big sign on it saying, do not open. Do not. It basically says, be sure to destroy at a later date.
Okay. John basically still a gun aimed at her, looking at her, creeps over and lifts the little lid on the box, flap thing.
Yeah, you open the box, and inside are two little devices.
Okay.
Yeah, when I leave myself notes like that, I get very curious. I was debating whether to look into it or just destroy it. I wasn't sure which was the right move, so I held off. I found it when I got home last night. Do you want some coffee?
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. No, I'm debating whether to call the group in because I don't want to piss her off because the kind of secret one. Yeah, everyone knows where you live now.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's too early in the morning for this shit. It's 11 o'clock or so at this point.
Yeah.
She walks over, walks around a corner. You basically hear cups rattling, liquid pouring. She walks back out, sets a couple of mugs on the table. Pick the one you like.
Okay, and just John picked one at random.
She picks the other one up.
Turns out they both have 9/8 in them, and you're now infected.
As if John doesn't regularly
I
take
switched mugs with you.
As if John doesn't regularly take or drink things to counter fucking sleep agents and all that sort of bullshit.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, dude, you do not underestimate his paranoia.
She finds a chair and sort of plops down in it. Sip. Happy now?
To a degree.
Yeah.
I mean, look, put it this way, okay? From what I've seen, we're kind of like a little bit more proactive, I think, in what you do. But you're an investigator like me, and imagine you're after something, and somebody doesn't give you all the information. What do you do?
Touché. Right. Well, if you want to do whatever you want with those things, my advice to myself did whatever with those. I assume those are the devices you were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Was to destroy them. I had probably a good reason for that.
One thing I want to know though is what happened on that day that you've lost.
Really freaking good question. I agree.
Can I ask kind of a favor?
She raises an eyebrow. Well, you can't see that she's raising it, but you get the impression she would be. Uh-huh.
The other guys on my team, the big dude in the big iron armor?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of a bluff because I'm not actually sure if he can, but he's kind of familiar with the technology that these alien dudes are using. And he's kind of good at scanning. With your permission, obviously, I know this is your home and, you're keeping it secret for a reason. I wouldn't mind having him come in and just making sure there's not something been installed without your knowledge. It will literally be myself and 3 other people that will know your location.
Yeah, well, you said that they already know where I am. I assume you have a tracer of some sort on you.
Oh, the dog gave me something, yeah, but I wasn't planning on using it.
Daedalus, run a level 3 diagnostic. Scan the whole base. Affirmative, mistress.
She's got a computer! I want a computer!
Yes, we know she had a computer. She used it before.
She's got a Jarvis.
She's got a Jarvis. I want a Jarvis.
I think more to the point is that it's called Daedalus. It isn't currently punching a Zentradi battlecruiser.
Maybe it is in his spare time.
It is, however, breaking JC Denton out of detention.
Wow.
See, that's good and all, but the doc kind of specializes in, shall I say, more arcane means.
He's a
So-
freaking wizard.
His family is. Technically he's not, but the suit he wears lets him be. If you know what I mean. He just has a lot of knowledge in the area.
So he's a freaking wizard.
That's enough. But if you look, I'll trust your technological scan if you let him do the magical scan.
Yeah, sure. Tell him to fly up to the roof.
I'll
I'll let them into the roof access.
I'll pop the phone up.
Prob-
Yeah, I'm going to make sure she can hear it. Bring the van up.
Crunch.
He meant to fly it.
Okay, don't look.
No, I just imagined landing it on the roof, and the roof gives way, and now we're in our living room.
I thought you were landing on a plane.
I thought you were saying you were lifting it and then dropping it.
No.
Ptolemy's, I know she has roof access. She's a flying hero. The problem is she deliberately cut off her like base from anything below. I had to climb the elevator shaft to get in. I don't fly.
Yep.
Only one of us does.
All right. Eventually, you guys on the roof notice that there's a basically a trap. Basically, part of the roof slides open, and a little sort of platform slides up, and you hear a speaker say, "Come on in," and the voice you recognize the voice is Raptora.
All right. We go in.
All right. The little thing sort of lowers down. Gav, you hear her say, "Daedalus, scan the lift on the way in. Make sure they're not, there's nothing untoward." Affirmative.
I have a sword on my back.
The sword, the doc suit,
I wonder if Sophia's suit is going to just light up.
Gav, you notice that the monitor on there's a monitor in the room, and it sort of brings up, and you see like the outlines of all of the groups sort of being scanned, and she sort of looks at it and goes, "Huh, that woman has some interesting technology, and how the hell does that suit work?" Oh,
Yeah,
he's
I'm
the
gonna-
magic
I'm
guy,
gonna-
right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be ignoring the others because I'm gonna be taking attention of Sophia as well.
So she actually says, "How does the suit work?"
Oh, not in earshot of you.
Not when you. No. Do I notice anything about?
Because I would have told her.
No, she literally says, "How the hell does that work?" Oh, right, magic.
Nobody cares about Aaron's equipment.
No, your equipment makes sense to her.
Do I see anything about Sophia that stands out?
It's her suit seems to be very high tech.
Okay, just does it.
There are missile launchers. Lots of different weapon systems and such. Most of which you can't really identify, but save and store the data. I'll go over it later. The lift sort of touches down, and then the door opens up, and there's a little path on the floor lights up,
Hi guys, welcome to.
and it sort of leads into the room where she's sitting.
Please tell me you call this place the Bird's Nest.
Sure, it's the bird's nest.
It's like, yay!
I would have called it the Eagle's Roost.
All right.
Who cares what
She
it's
looks-
called?
Coffee for you guys.
No, thank you.
Please.
It's actually pretty good.
I should
I
hope so.
I don't drink coffee.
So then, Raptor, I imagine that, well, how much exactly has John shared with you?
Well, that you guys talked to Apex, and that he's the one who apparently gave me the stupid things that are in that box there, and that are probably the result of the reason I'm missing a day in my memory.
It never ends.
Indeed.
Missing a day of your memory.
Yep.
I'm going to quickly peek inside the box to make sure it's
There's a pair of them in there in the box.
all right.
She comes back out with coffee for everybody who wanted it, and then
Yay!
plonks back down into the chair.
I'm kind of gonna look over at her. Did we catch you at a bad time?
No, he did.
Ah,
I like the dressing gown, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's yeah. No, I just woken up not that long ago.
I guess this is a weird thing to ask, but can I determine if the diodes have been worn? Because they go. into the skin.
There's blood on the little tines and such.
Mhm.
More so than on anyone else who's taken them. Looks like they were forcibly taken off.
Huh.
She is the strong-willed type.
Yes, she is.
So basically, the doc, she's lost a day of the memory. She's had her cool computer dude thing scan technologically, but I'm kind of thinking you might be able to find something out magically, considering you know what these things are made out of and all that sort of crap.
Well, I can see, yeah.
I just want to make sure that nothing's been, installed.
Peter, can I do something like that?
Possibly. I forget what you're...
My first thought would be, just because I feel like drawing circles and everything is doing a ritual.
Yeah, sure. That should be doable.
Ritual of clairvoyance.
It was more of the thing to get the whole group in here, just so I wasn't-
Right, and I've got scrying, but I don't think that would really moves into a detecting thing.
But yeah, you
what
could
I
probably
can do?
Go for it. Keep talking, Eric. Sorry.
No, I was thinking we do the ritual to look for anything that hasn't been attuned to the threshold. Yeah, that to the umbral threshold that created by someone living and working in a particular space. This is my justification for doing a scan.
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
All right, I pull out a piece of chalk and I start drawing circles.
The four of us are gonna light up.
Well,
like going
yes,
through-
but I
it's
know
like
that.
It's like going through your computer for the recently used documents.
Actually, Mecca, that brings a question to my mind. Is her computer still showing the readouts of us three?
Nope.
Okay.
That was long gone by before you got in the room.
Okay.
You don't think she'd leave that up there, do you?
That's the thought.
Just checking.
That's the thought. I mean, without asking her directly, because obviously I've never gone through that entrance that she scanned me.
I'm not saying.
Yes.
There. A
Yes,
question
and
is.
she knows your measurements.
So yeah, I need a thaumatology roll from you, Eric.
Yes.
That explains why she came back.
Yeah.
What is it with us and rolling fives?
It just sits on the floor going hamana, 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 hamana.
I'm going to ask Raptor if well, I'm going to actually make the assumption that she checked her own records and such, considering she has security footage, and if she knows that on the day she was missing, she was doing anything inside of her base in particular.
All right. Skype is returned.
You're very robo, Eric.
Maybe I should disengage and re-engage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab a drink while it does that.
Did you catch my question?
What was it again?
Basically, I want to, considering that we know that she has security stuff. If she has like records that indicate that she was inside of her base during the day that she missed, outside of just returning to it.
All right. So she sort of says, "Yeah, I checked the records. I was not in my base for most of that day. No. There was a period of time. There was about an hour and a half when I returned to the base, which involved me setting that box down over there.
All right, I am returned.
Yeah, you're back.
Eh.
So yeah, it's basically it was me coming back into the base. I looked sort of staggering about a bit. Didn't look like myself, but other than that, I set that box down there. Then staggered into the bathroom, showered, came back out, and crashed into bed and fell asleep. She shrugs.
Do you know if you?
Sorry, go.
Do you know if you were using your jet?
No, I was not. I checked that when I went to pick up the jet, actually. So yeah, she sort of shrugs a bit, takes a sip of coffee. Yeah, it's a missing day. I've had a couple of them here and there in the past, dealing with, villains who have, hypnotic powers and such. It's always irritating. Usually, I'm able to eventually, track down information on what I've been up to during that day.
Okay, so as far as we know, the Apex only gave her the one pair.
Yeah, it's what he said. Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you happen to know anyone who could possibly create more of those? I'm going to point towards the headgear.
Honestly, probably there are a couple scientists over at, she inserts the name of a laboratory that might be able to do it. I probably could do some of it, but don't think I'm good enough to do everything that would probably be needed to do that. Unless I had full blueprints on her or something like that. I'm good, not that good.
I think it would be good to check to see if you happened to get in contact with any of those during that day.
Yeah, probably worth checking up on. Eric, by the way.
Yes.
You detect nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
Yep. Nothing untoward, I should say. Yeah.
Well, everything seems to be in order.
Mistress, level 3 diagnostic has been completed. No. All scans check out. Everything seems to be in order. Thank you, Daedalus.
So whatever you may have done was done outside of here.
Indeed.
Or at least you didn't bring anything foreign in here, or alien, or anything that it doesn't belong in here.
Outside of those, she sort of gestures with her thumb over towards the box.
Actually, would the ritual have pinged to those?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, and Daedalus mentions them also. All right. Well. So yeah, I guess we'll probably have to head over to the lab at some point. She looks up at the clock on the wall, grimaces. Well, probably gonna have to put an appearance at the. Put a few appearances in my actual my normal identity before I do anything like that, just so I can keep up appearances. But
Right.
What? Sorry.
Oh, no, that was agreeing. Yes. I understand.
So I guess we could meet up in the sort of general vicinity of the laboratories in around about 5 o'clock.
Certainly.
Sounds agreeable.
Excellent. Well then, thank you for dropping by.
Thank you for the lovely cup of coffee and for being such a gracious host.
Please, please, please don't mention this location to anybody. I'd really appreciate it.
I've already forgotten it.
Lovely. You've got eidetic memory or something like that, don't you?
I totally do.
Of course you do.
But, madam, I am a
also-
gentleman, and I will not mention it.
Oh, you have it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going. It's a kind of thing that's going around.
She actually leaves.
Aaron looks at one at each of them in turn.
She actually sort of leans forward. She leans her head, puts her head in her hands, and she leans over a bit.
I can at least assure you that I am capable of forgetting it.
Isn't that wonderful? Right. Well, it's times like this that wish my ethics would allow me to build something like a memory eraser or something like that.
You
Well,
have
they
ethics.
I suppose that you could do something like that, but that would be... You're right, that does
I believe it.
propose a lot of ethical issues.
Uh-huh.
I'm
don't
leaving.
worry.
At any rate,
Anyway,
Yep.
thanks for being
Yep.
such a gracious
just
host.
follow the lit path back to the elevator. It'll take you back up.
You have no concerns from me. I know to keep my business to myself.
Good, good.
I started to leave, then remember the scanner and like, I'll take the back door. And go back towards the elevator shaft.
Well, I'm going to, I guess,
Oh, and sorry about the circles. That'll scuff right off.
It's chalk. It's
Yes.
not a problem. Mages. Oh.
well, it looks like we've checked down our last lead. Something doesn't sit right about this.
The fact that it's a little too easy.
Well, it cleaned up a little too easily.
Well, if
Something has definitely happened. She has definitely done something, but we don't know what. Or maybe she was just like part of the group and she's the one that managed to resist.
but that we haven't seen anything like that. Everyone who's been indoctrinated has become likes being indoctrinated.
Yeah. Someone with like a mind like hers being put into sort of a Gestalt consciousness.
Yeah. That's the theory. It's like, imagine putting me into a Gestalt
Yeah.
consciousness.
I was just about to mention that. John would be like, no! Everyone can see my thoughts. No!
The problem is that we don't know how quickly she was able to resist.
Right. That's it. That's entirely the point.
For that matter, we don't know exactly what everyone was up to. And I think that we should ask them all to try and retrace their steps for
The only
the
thing-
time that they were under that influence.
The only thing that comes across to me is that when she changed her mask so we could, check her head out, make sure it was all, there was no marks of those probes in her temples.
Well, how long ago did Apex get in contact with Hiveminder?
God, I forget exactly how long that was.
John, are you
let's-
suggesting that Apex got her while she was in her civilians?
No. What I'm saying is, look, you saw the amount of blood on those electrodes over there. They were pulled out with some sort of violence, and yet there's not a mark on her skin.
Actually, Gav, that's me screwing up.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna hand wave that, saying that she basically has sort of like flesh color, sort of new skin bandage type stuff over the scar.
Oh, yeah. Something I wouldn't have noticed the first time.
Right, exactly. It was dark.
Yeah. Okay.
You didn't see a huge metallic thing and you were like, okay.
I'm more tempted whether I can hang around and see if I can find out who she really is.
Turns out you parked on a roof in a bad neighborhood. The van is already being chopped for parts.
Hey,
We find it on the roof on 4 cinder blocks. Like, what the fuck?
It's like, damn.
okay, and still take off and fly away.
Man, he's gonna suck though.
Well, it's an office. A, it's an office building. B, it's San Francisco, not New York.
Yeah, there has to be some very determined guys to haul 4 cinder blocks up, and then all the equipment necessary to jack it up and take the wheels off.
Yeah, Mecca's got a point. It's San Francisco, not New York. It's not going to be under cinder blocks. It's going to be painted with rainbows.
Not up on the roof. Fortunately, the vehicle is has not had anything bad done to it in any way, shape, or form. How freaking heavy is the van? It's actually very heavy, Zenith.
Yeah, a couple of tons.
On the plus side, her roof is actually designed. Her roof has been reinforced for reasons.
Flying vehicles.
Almost like she owns her own jet,
Yeah.
and it's a VTOL.
All right. Well,
Because
until,
of course it's a VTOL.
well, let's see.
I imagine
Until
things-
we have to meet her, I guess that I will try and get in contact with the superheroes that did have that, had the things implanted in, and just ask them to try and retrace their steps for the gaps in their memory as best as they can. Just because we are basically attempting to hunt down a virus at this point. So.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see.
I'd like to touch up with Apex. He's probably returned to his base and has a report at this moment.
Oh yeah, actually, at about this point, Apex will actually call you guys.
Bring.
Speaking of,
Yeah. Hey guys, it's Apex. Yeah. Well, I'm back at my base. And looking at the box in which the devices were in. They are almost all here.
You said almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron's head hits the horn of the steering wheel.
How many sets are missing?
5.
Did we recover the ones that are in the on the other heroes?
Yes.
That would be 5.
No, 5 that he should have had.
Oh, so there are 5 unaccounted for.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you have some sort of security at your base, some way of detecting if someone's been there?
Yep. I'm looking at the footage now, and I'm
Swear to God, if you say Raptor, I'm gonna scream.
Nope. I'm not seeing anyone on the scan. There's nothing on the scan on the recordings.
so you think it's just
The
more
recording.
things are distributed while you were blanked?
Maybe, or someone who's very, very good at breaking into places and without being seen.
I wish we had a psychic.
About what day was this?
He has no idea. It's-
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, John's going back to tail Raptor again.
I will say this: Raptor is good. She's not that good.
I'd say this is more John quality.
Well, no, again, it's literally there's nobody entering the base over the past few days.
Do we know anyone who could get inside of a base without opening any doors?
Or can falsify camera records.
I have contacts for this area. Would I know any
Security
kind of
records.
Shadowcat type people?
Invisible Shadowcat.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Phantom.
I'm gonna sure you make your roll word.
What do you want me to roll?
It's an investigation roll for contacts.
Investigation. Okay, and that is 11.
I rolled a 16 for it.
F.
Not off the top of your head. You know people who you know people who do about half of the equation. For those of you with eidetic memory who are from Star City originally, I want you guys to give me intelligence +5 rolls.
Ooh, intelligence.
Wait a minute. Didn't we? No, wait. The footage is all intact, right?
Yep.
Okay. So it's not the same as erasing the footage.
Correct.
Okay.
Damn it.
No,
Is
hang on a
that with
second.
or without the? Is that with? Gav, is that with or without the +5?
Yeah, my intelligence is 6.
Okay.
Actually, I'm misremembering something. Never mind.
Wow, that was terrible.
You still got a 20.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to remember. I'm misremembering something. I think.
Shows no one entering the area, the base. Does it show fuzzy static of someone entering the base?
Apex says he doesn't see any. It doesn't see any any evidence of any entering. The
Wait.
base. Yeah.
Do you guys
Okay.
remember our first job?
That showed damage security footage though.
Yep. It did.
It was not like all wholly intact, not showing anything.
No, it was the cameras went blank.
Right.
Right. When Eris sneaked in, the everything went staticky and messed up.
Yep.
So it's not her.
No, dear God, no.
Those are the only cases I can think of, and that.
No, I
doesn't
misremembered.
quite match.
I misremembered something.
The only-
Okay. So it is related to the first one.
No, it's not actually. It's
It's not. Okay.
no. I was gonna be. I was throwing a red herring at you.
Okay.
So, okay, it's either somebody who's extremely, extremely very good at stealth and breaking in, or Apex gave him to somebody he can't remember.
Yep.
That does it. Well, yeah. It's. Yeah.
Well, I've already
That's-
seen they can wipe memories.
Well, yeah. There is. These 5 in particular must be very important, basically.
Yeah, otherwise they'd have been involved in the assault.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's actually a valid conclusion.
Okay. I'm going to ask him to. First of all, I believe that several sessions ago I made the request that for everyone to check in on NSEA registered heroes who hadn't checked in recently, and also to alert them to these devices. But there was a gap, I guess, between when that word would have gone out and
Yep.
Apex already doing all that shit. So I will ask. I will ask to see if Apex knows. I'm going to ask Apex to, try to get in contact with basically everyone he knows.
Yeah. He
Think of it as a vacation day. You get to sit and rest and recover.
Yeah.
While still fighting crime.
And then I would like to get in contact with Agent Smith and ask him if there is anyone on the West Coast that has not checked in recently since receiving word of all this crap.
all right. You get hold of Smith.
Or someone who was on the West Coast that is typically on the East Coast but moves very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking of possibilities.
Nothing that meets any of those criteria. No. Everybody who checks in regularly has been checking in.
Okay.
Either are not heroes or not supers.
Yeah. We really need to come up with a better way of tracking these goddamn things.
Yeah.
We took the ones from Raptor's place, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right,
There
now
was
that
some way
Sophia,
of like pinging the alloy or whatever they're made of.
yeah, now that Sophia actually has the things on hand and something and is able to look at them closely, she's going to try and analyze, design, and build something that can track these things specifically.
You did come up with something that could detect them at short range, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was really cobbled together, and that was just like looking for the material. This one, I'm looking for like this kind of construction, since like don't they use like crystals or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
I'm
try
guessing
and
obviously
find
they give
something-
off. I'm guessing they give off some sort of signal as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and figure out a way to trace everything that these things specifically do. Something to sniff out these exactly.
All right. Well, okay. The first thing I can say flat out is that that Sophia, while you've seen them in operation, you've seen they've given no evidence of either sending or receiving signals.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least not any sort of not any sort of normal technology that you're used to seeing.
Alright. Could be psionic.
Yeah, that would be your guess.
Alright. I can still try and check for the fact that they're constructed in a manner that's highly unusual for this planet. I can try and trace that. Just find that kind of configuration with crystals being used as electronic circuitry and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. So. All right. Actually, at this point, I think I may want to wrap here just so I have more time to prep for the next stage of this.
Okay.
Because I'm like at the point I'm like, yeah, I need to actually think through a few things before I actually give you concrete answers that.
All right.
That I don't cross over ideas I have for later that I don't want to
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just gonna
okay.
write a note in the Skype chat to remind me that I made this suggestion because I doubt I'm gonna remember otherwise.
Fair enough. All right. So, anyways, hope everybody had fun. I think I'm gonna wrap up here because I think it's actually a pretty good break point, also.
Okay.
So the whole revelation that there's still 5 more pairs out there.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, exactly. So, thanks. I hope you guys had fun. I hope everybody who was watching us live had fun. Hope everybody who's watching the recording had fun. We'll be back probably in 2 weeks, since I think we'll be doing Feng Shui next week. At any rate, thanks for watching, and we'll be back same time, same channel. And we'll see you guys later. Take care and have a good night.
Bye bye.
Later, guys.